we started with nothing in humble beginnings. They wanna fuck with me now cause I'm winning. Chasing this chicken cause I'm on a mission. I'm known for get money and standing on business. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know how we living. Come from the struggle, got lost in the hustle. Straight out the mud, no, I compliment couples. Chasing big bills just to keep this shit subtle. You ain't on my team if you wasn't in the huddle. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know that I'm with it. I fit the description, I'm the definition. I'm what they prescribe like she seen a physician. She wanna ride cause she seen how we getting it. Big ol' booty, she my passenger princess. She like to argue, she don't like to listen. She bougie and toxic, she fine and she picky. Pretty and sedity, she get recognition. Matching nails and toes, man, she always French tip 'em. Parking lot pimpin' when we in the city. Don't ask about twine, she twerk on the engine. She eat the dick in the car cause it's tinted. She pay me attention like she get commission. Pimpin' CEO, so I give her the business. She ride on the dick like she doing some fitness. She make the dick disappear like she magician. She like to swallow, man, she love when I finish. Having motion, man, you know I got plenty. Bitches choosing cause they know that I'm winning. See some thousands, now I'm after some millions. So all my houses come with chandelier ceilings. Pillow talking, man, that shit just ain't in me. Keep it pimpin', I can't do no pretending. Jealous hearted, man, you know I ain't with it. Cuffin' hoes, I can't do no commit. No, we started with nothing in humble beginnings. They wanna fuck with me now cause I'm winning. Chasing this chicken cause I'm on a mission. I'm known for get money and standing on business. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know how we living. Come from the struggle, got lost in the hustle. Straight out the mud, no, I compliment couples. Chasing big bills just to keep this shit subtle. You ain't on my team if you wasn't in the huddle. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know that I'm with it.
What we doing tonight, chat? Double tap that screen, shut a live out, man. We got the weekenders in the building, man. We got the weekenders in the building. We in intro mode.
I'm a saint, but I sin. I checked in the game to win. I left, she loving me again. I let her cry out the bins and they say time heal. Mine still felt like it was yesterday. How we're moving fast, probably too fast to even catch the play. Spent a night, she pack a bag, right to me, just getting gas. Coming back, I want it bad. I'ma touch it first. Eat it last, it's temporary. Holly damn emotion said it's temporary. My pain deeper than the ocean. Temporary feelings mixed with temporary pleasures. All these temporary moments and these temporary treasures. Temporary circumstances to temporary measures. Temporary friends and even temporary schedules. Temporary smiles and temporary goals. Temporary women sliding on temporary poles. Temporary comments and temporary trolls. I just pray that God bless me. Ain't no temporary souls. I'm a saint, but I sin. I checked in the game to win. I left, she loving me again. I let her cry out the bins and they say time heal. Mine still felt like it was yesterday. How we're moving fast, probably too fast to even catch the play. Spent a night, she pack a bag, right to me, just getting gas. Coming back, I want it bad. I'ma touch it first, eat it last, it's temporary. Holly damn emotion said it's temporary. My pain deeper than the ocean.
What we doing tonight, chat? Double tap that screen, shut a live out. What we doing tonight, chat? The weekenders are in the building, man. The weekenders are in the building, and y'all know what time it is, chat.
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
Hold on. One more time.
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
Oh, man. Double tap the screen, shut a live out. What we doing tonight, chat? Double tap the screen, shut a live out. What we doing tonight, chat? They say Iran threatens global payment systems. Putin and Zelensky ready to meet. Obama links with Mark Carney. And we got a lot more to cover. He who's you said it seems like I'm on early. I got a little shit to do tonight, chat. I got some shit to do. Yes, I'm on early because I got some shit to do. But we are the weekenders, chat. Double J-Bo, what's up? Tony, what's up? Grannies, what's up? Jason, what it do? Michael, what it do? Listen, chat. Steve, you gotta stop that shit, bro. You gotta stop that shit, bro. Like, I understand that you might not like what I cover over here, or you might not like that I'm just not a diehard Democrat, but you gotta stop it, bro. Like, I curate my own show, and it's kind of like you're upset. You're messaging me about what I'm watching, saying that I'm getting dumber by watching it. You're messaging me saying that, sending me videos of fucking Hassan telling me that's what I should be saying. Steve, what the fuck do you think this is, Steve? Do you think you're my handler or something? I don't need your help, Steve. I was doing this shit for 2 years before you came along. Gonna be doing it for 10 years after your asses. I don't need your help, Steve. If you want to jump in on the panels, comment on that shit, cool. But right about now, you're overstepping your boundaries, nigga. I'm just gonna say it. You're overstepping your boundaries, nigga. But let's get back into it, man. Let's get back into it, because I just had to get that shit off, bro. You're overstepping your boundaries, nigga. Alex Jones is talking about top UFO, alien, and secret space program researcher exclusively reveals why President Trump is trying to release the government secret extraterrestrial files. Hold on, chat. All right, what else do we got here? We got the clip going viral of Theo Vaughn talking to J.D. Vance. Theo Vaughn was talking to J.D. Vance about Palantir. I didn't see that video, chat. I had to turn my fan down. I didn't see that video, chat, but we're gonna break it down. I'm gonna watch it live with y'all. Also, the Kabesi letter says that they have obtained further information. Chat, double tap that screen, shut the live out. But the Kabesi letter says we have obtained further information as Iran considers taking control of 7 undersea internet cables in the Strait of Hormuz. Details include under the new policy, foreign operators will be required to obtain permits to use these cables. This would include paying fees and following Iranian law. All management and maintenance would be handled by Iranian companies. The IRGC has previously warned that it could target these same cables. These cables are critical for data traffic between Europe, Asia, and the Gulf. I also did some research, chat. They said that only about 90% of the GCC uses those cables for payments and internet, but Iran is only uses it for about 40%. They have above ground cables, I believe, running through Turkey. So Iran will be all right, but the other countries might struggle if that does happen, chat. What else do we have? Frontier Airlines A321 flight 4345 struck in unalived a pedestrian on Den runway 17L last night during its takeoff roll. The person had just jumped into the perimeter fence and ran onto the active runway. The individual was hit about 2 minutes later. So yeah, chat, they said this guy just got, I'm not gonna lie, looks like he got sucked up into the damn propellers of the plane on some cartoon shit, chat. I thought that shit only happened on cartoons, man. I don't know, chat. Also, we got Mark Carney addressing the nation. I believe Obama went over there and met with Mark Carney today, chat. Obama met with Mark Carney. Also, we have the former prime minister of Israel, the one that had taken Netanyahu's space, and then Netanyahu got the prime minister's position back. He has an interview out. We'll hear from him as well. We got Mehdi Hassan challenging Victor Gallo in an explosive China debate. We'll get into Mehdi and that explosive China debate. Also, we have a miscellaneous clip. It's about why are most cities liberal and most rural areas conservative. I wanted to watch that video. I was gonna watch it on my own time, but I was like, we'll make it part of the show, man. See what the chat thinks. Russian President Putin says he is willing to meet Ukrainian President Zelensky outside of Russia for the first time. So all of these previous meetings were subject to Zelensky coming into Moscow, but now it's looking like Putin is ready to meet elsewhere. I wonder, will it be in America, chat? Do you think Putin will meet Zelensky in America? I'm sure if they're gonna meet, I'm sure if Putin and Zelensky are gonna meet, chat, that America will be the mediators there. Like that wouldn't, it would surprise me actually if America wasn't the mediators between that Putin and Zelensky meeting. That would actually surprise me. China's central bank has now purchased gold for 18 consecutive months. CDC raises the hantavirus response level to 3, while infected Americans will be transported to quarantine, the National Quarantine Center. Double tap that screen, shut a live out, chat. Double tap the screen, shut a live out. Well, a lot of sleuths have been on the internet speaking about this hantavirus, chat, and they came out and they went and looked up the Hanta. They looked up what Hanta meant in Hebrew, and the word Hanta often translates to fake, nonsense, scam, and rubbish in Hebrew. So hantavirus, fake, nonsense, scam, rubbish, virus. You get it? You got it? Done. We'll get more into that later on. I thought that was crazy that Hanta translated into fake, nonsense, and scam. That, I mean, it's like, damn, chat, they're just putting it in our face at this point. The Pentagon says the new UFO files will be rolled out in waves every few weeks, like episodes in a Netflix series. UFO researcher Dr. Stephen Greer has made one of the most explosive claims yet following the release of the new UAP files. According to Greer, there is a government that you know about, and there is a government that you do not know about. A shadow secret government actually running this thing. He claims the UFO programs operate outside of the constitutional chain of command, so deeply compartmentalized that even presidents, CIA directors, and defense secretaries allegedly only receive superficial briefings. Greer says top secret programs exist beyond elected oversight. Physical materials and proof have already been acquired. The recent White House disclosure are only the tip of the iceberg. Intelligence officials privately admitted they were denied access. Hundreds of whistleblowers from military and intelligence circles have come forward. One of the most striking parts of his statement was, in 1993, I briefed the CIA director who told me point blank that he and the president were denied access. If true, the implications are crazy, chat. I'm just gonna be honest, chat. Do y'all think that there is actually a shadow government running this thing? Do y'all, what's up, grannies? I see you back in here. Also, in other news, Putin says the special military operation in Ukraine is coming to an end. Iran has moved, like I said earlier, to take full control of all 7 undersea internet cables passing through the Strait of Hormuz. Also, they have found patient 0 for this hantavirus. Allegedly, his name is Leo Schilperwerd, a 70-year-old Dutch ornithologist who visited a landfill in Argentina containing rodents potentially carrying the Andes virus strain. The hantavirus ship will not be allowed to dock on the Canary Islands, so it's looking like they are going to keep it as a floating quarantine, a floating ICU. I do have that video of that Frontier aircraft that hit the guy. We'll get into that. AOC has agreed with President Trump and wants to get rid of the filibuster. In a surprising move, a massive Utah data center called the Stratos Project will be as big as 2,000 Walmarts, will need 9 GW of electricity to run, and will generate the heat equivalent to 23 atom bombs detonating every single day. This is crazy. 2,000 Walmarts. Representative Tim Burchett says he cannot afford housing in D.C. He sleeps on the couch in his office and showers in the gym. Damn, Tim, I'm not gonna lie, Tim, that's a little crazy. Double tap the screen, shut a live out, chat. Let's get into this episode, man. This is that clip that's going viral of Theo Vaughn interviewing J.D. Vance about Palantir.
So this thing is fucked. This sounds crazy, dude. Like, this sounds like we're only gonna be human.
What's up, fitness gang? What's up, fitness gang? Welcome in, chat. Everyone be sure to double tap that screen. We got to get to the like goal. Let's get to 100 likes right quick, chat. Double tap that screen. Share the live out, man. Welcome in, fitness. So, yeah, J.D. Vance is saying he doesn't know much about it. That's why I say, chat, he's the Trojan horse, man. J.D. Vance is the Trojan horse to the complete and total police state, man.
Once ago. No, so that feels like...
Basically, he's saying that it's inevitable, chat. You got the devil's in the details. Listen to what he's saying. He's saying it's inevitable.
and it affects our
trust Palantir. Matter of fact, let's not do Palantir. Chad, do you trust J.D. Vance, Chad? On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you trust J.D. Vance, the Vice President of the United States, on a scale of 1 to 10? Man, J.D. Vance is a fucking liar, bro. J.D. Vance is a
has
fucking
upped its
liar,
military
bro. He's talking about, I don't believe Palantir's collecting data. Man, we just seen Facebook saying that they wasn't collecting data. They were selling it. We seen Instagram doing it. We seen every single social media platform listening to us. We seen Siri listening to us, giving us targeted ads and shit. What do you mean they're not? You don't think they're storing it down? What the fuck are they doing with it?
Spending. It's expanding its nuclear arsenal. It now has the biggest navy in the world. Chinese President Xi Jinping has said that the country's military should be capable of, quote, fighting.
All right, Chad, this is Mehdi. He's debating, I forgot who it is, Victor over China. He's debating Victor over China. And as we know today too, Chad, I didn't tell y'all in the intro, but Russia is sending drones. Why am I lagging? Russia is sending drones to Iran right now. To help Iran rebuild their military. Russia is sending drones to Iran right now.
And winning wars, and told the military to focus all your energy on fighting, improve your capability to win. Victor, who do you want to fight and who do you want to win against?
First of all, the Chinese military spending is the second largest in the world, but it is only a fraction of that of the United States. And China has a very difficult geopolitical situation. China has 14 land and neighboring countries altogether and 6 maritime nations for China.
So China has 14 neighboring and bordering countries. So that is a crazy geopolitical landscape. But when we look at America, we only have 2. We have Canada to the north, Mexico to the south that we have to deal with.
Therefore, China's defensive in nature, is not for fighting anyone except those who want to invade China or to launch a war against China. China's military spending is for peace. Rather.
Hey, Bug Nasty, you need to come in here and sit down somewhere, man. Quit calling me method, man. My name is Plug. And matter of fact, you a plug too because you in here. We all plug. I'm finna stop calling y'all chat. I'm just finna start addressing y'all as plugs, all right? Now, Buck Nasty, quit calling me method, man. My name is Plug. You know who the fuck I am now. You're familiar with me. Hi, Buck Nasty.
Rather than war, and war will be forced upon China, and China need to fight back.
Right now, the world feels more unstable than it has in years. From Ukraine to Gaza, and from rising tensions across Asia to the growing rivalry between global powers, the balance of power is changing in real time. At the center of that conversation stands one country, China. Military expansion, Taiwan, regional disputes. Now, let's begin.
You say it's for peace, but your neighbors don't agree. Your neighbors are pretty worried about you. You go through the list. Japan has sounded the alarm, saying your military buildup is very serious concern to them. India is worried about China on its border. And the Philippines president has warned that China is becoming a more pronounced and worrisome threat, he says. Those are the elected governments of countries representing over 1.6 billion people in Asia. This is not the United States. This is not the West. These are your Asian neighbors saying, we're worried about China.
What's up,
Maybe you mentioned 3 of the neighboring countries of China. Let's talk about each of them very quickly. Japan unconditionally surrendered not only to the United States, but also to China in 1945. And if you read very carefully the unconditional surrender document that Japan signed, then you will know how Japan needs to conduct its foreign affairs as well as its military troops with China and with all those countries that Japan unconditionally surrendered for. India is a great nation, and there is a territorial dispute between China and India, but that dispute was not created by China, neither.
I don't know about the China and India territorial dispute. What's going on there, Chad? Who's familiar with that? Double tap that screen, chat. We got to get to 100 likes. Everyone hit the like button right here, right now.
Was it created by India? It was created or left behind by the British Indian government.
That's a great history lesson. But right now, China, in 2024, the defense spending is going up by 7%, the most for 5 years. You've had 29 consecutive years of military expenditure growth, the most of any country in the world. Since 2022, China has increased military drills around Taiwan. It's escalated since the new Taiwanese president was inaugurated in May. China is not a fan of him. Since then, there's been almost daily activity involving China's warships, drones, cyber attacks against Taiwan. China is getting ready to invade Taiwan, isn't it?
There is only one China. Taiwan is part of China, and the government of the People's Republic of China is the sole legitimate government for the totality of China. The exact status between the two sides of the Taiwan Strait is the unfinished civil war back in 1949. So ever since the beginning of the 1980s, China does not want to use a war to solve this unification problem.
As this debate begins, the pressure builds immediately.
Man, I'm not trying to hear this dude.
Aggressive. According to them, China is simply protecting its sovereignty. This isn't just a West increasingly threatened
for reunification or otherwise. That's the litmus test.
Your defense minister said anyone who dares to pursue independence for Taiwan will be crushed into pieces and face destruction. Sounds like a truly peaceful guy.
That's a real statement, because if the separatists really want to push the edge of the envelope with the aid of some big country, for example, which wants to use Taiwan as a proxy in its own geopolitical rivalry against China, then wait until you see what will happen. Reunification will be achieved, and China is the only permanent member of the United Nations Security Council which has not yet achieved a complete reunification.
Well, I'm always amused with this phrase reunification, because if it's one China, then clearly it's not one China. Clearly you're accepting by definition if you need to reunify it. They are doing their own thing. And why this obsession with Taiwan? You are a country of 3.7 million square miles, a population 60 times that of Taiwan, economy 20 times the size of Taiwan. Why are you obsessed with Taiwan? Why not just leave them be?
All right, Chad, I found the real interview. I'm tired of watching dudes stopping the video and shit.
From Ukraine to Gaza, including in the
States, but also to China in 1945. And if you read very carefully the unconditional surrender document that Japan.
You've had 29 consecutive years of military expenditure growth, the most of any country in the world. Since 2022, China has increased military drills around Taiwan. It's escalated since the new Taiwanese use a war, but you're surrounding it with ships, drones, cyber attacks. And
all right, here we go, Chad.
Each time when the
Hey, look, Chad, everyone double tap the screen, shut the live out. When you come in here, be sure to say what's up to me. Be sure to say what's up to the other plugs. Be sure to say what's up to the other plugs in here, man.
Separatists in Taiwan want to push the edge of the envelope, they will come across more and more demonstration of the commitment of the Chinese nation to eventually achieve peaceful reunification or otherwise. That's the litmus test.
Your defense minister said anyone who dares to pursue independence for Taiwan will be crushed into pieces and face destruction. Sounds like a truly peaceful guy.
What's up, Bob? What's up, Possum?
That's a real statement, because if the separatists really want to push the edge of the envelope with the aid of...
What's up, Classified? So look, man, I think, so this is what I believe. I do believe that China is trying to peacefully reunify with Taiwan, but we got to remember that we sent Taiwan $1 billion. That last defense bill we did, we sent Taiwan $1 billion. And we just also sent the Philippines, what was it? How much did we send the Philippines in military? This was like 2-3 days ago. We just sent the Philippines some more money. So I don't know. I do believe Japan has already said too that they would help defend Taiwan and help Taiwan keep its sovereignty. So I don't know, chat. So we're looking like Japan may have to come rescue Taiwan.
Some big country, for example, which wants to use Taiwan as a proxy in its own geopolitical rivalry against China, then wait until you see
what's up. Nobody knows.
Reunification will be achieved, and China is the only permanent member of the United Nations Security Council which has not yet achieved a complete reunification.
Well, I'm always amused with this phrase reunification, because if it's one China, that clearly it's not one China. Clearly you're accepting by definition if you need to reunify it. They are doing their own thing. And why this obsession with Taiwan? You are a country of 3.7 million square miles, a population 60 times that of Taiwan, economy 20 times the size of Taiwan. Why are you obsessed with Taiwan? Why not just leave them be?
In terms of defending China's sovereignty and territorial integrity, any inch of land is not 1 inch too much. Any one single person is not one person too many. So we need to achieve reunification as
Even though they don't want to be part of your country. 12% of the people of Taiwan say they want.
All right, chat. Plug. Steve, chill out, man. Just chill out, Steve. I'm not trying to make this live about you. Like, listen, Steve. I'm not trying to make this live about you, man. Please don't bring it out of me, Steve. Just please don't.
To reunify with China. 12%.
Mehdi,
you can't get more unpopular than that in that.
Mehdi, it's not up to the people in Taiwan to decide about the one China policy.
You're very blunt in your disregard for people's views, freedoms, dignity. You say you don't care about what they think. You also said in an interview with the French newspaper Le Monde, once we get the island back, we'll have to ask everyone's origins. Those who have Japanese ancestry, who you basically say constitute 10% of the population, will have to pledge loyalty.
Now here comes Never Under Pressure talking about sitting on live talking bullshit. Who you talking to, Never Under Pressure? See, chat, I told y'all how I do this shit yesterday. Who you talking to, Never Under Pressure?
To reunification.
What's
in
up,
writing,
Art of War?
Otherwise, we'll have to help them leave. You're basically calling for the ethnic cleansing of 2.3 million people in Taiwan.
No, you remember back in 1945 when Japan unconditionally surrendered, a lot of people in Taiwan who originally came from Japan, they were the rulers of Taiwan at the time, they stayed behind because of the magnanimity of the Chinese nation. Now, several decades later, they account for about 10% of the local population in Taiwan. Now, if you really do your homework, you will realize that those die-hard Taiwanese separatists include many of these Japanese,
completely baseless
Chinese.
But okay.
Well,
but you would get rid of them. You would get rid of 2.3 million people.
No, after the reunification, everyone in Taiwan need to make a pledge whether they acknowledge there is only one China and Taiwan is part of China.
And if they don't make that pledge, they're out.
Those who pledge
for
the one China policy,
here, man, and I don't know, man. It's like I be a
you didn't say
relationship
everyone.
with
You
them.
said of Japanese descent. That is literally ethnic. Like you're picking people by their ethnic heritage, making them do a loyalty test. Otherwise, they have to get out of the country.
It is not a loyalty test. Here, for example, in Britain, if you
my bad, yeah, like they running the damn show. Like, damn, nigga, press live, man. I'm just saying, chat, like, I don't know if some of these people think they my handler or they have some sort of influence over me or control. Hey, man, start your own shit, man. Don't come over here trying to usurp my shit or just get my shit going or cause some trouble, man. I call that shit controlled opposition, man. What going on, man?
You are a British citizen. You need to support the monarchy. You cannot say,
I'm standing in Britain. I don't support the monarchy. I don't like King Charles.
No, you cannot say. No,
I just said it.
Mehdi,
I literally just said it.
you cannot take any action to oppose the monarchy system.
But I don't have to sign a pledge saying I support King Charles.
Well, each country is different.
Yeah,
we are talking about
assure you,
China.
China is very
and
different.
China has one policy which is part of the constitution.
Which involves threatening people in Taiwan who don't want to be part of your country. Let's bring in our panel who are waiting to come in and join. Let's see what they think. I'm joined by Stephen Chan, professor at the University of London School of Oriental and African Studies. If you're in Taiwan today, how worried are you about a looming invasion?
I'm not in Taiwan today. I'm going to be visiting next year. I've been there 5 times.
No, Infinite, I'm talking about Steve ass, man. Steve sent me like 15, 20 fucking Discord messages talking about this is what you should be talking about. This is real leadership. This is that. What motherfucker? What do you want from me, bro? At this point, what do you want from me, man? I'm not gonna change my views. I'm not gonna change my show. I'm not gonna cater my show to what you got going. What do you want from me, man? Damn, I thought that this was a place everybody could feel how they want to feel. We not trying to push our opinion. I don't tell anyone this is how they should think or this is what they should be saying. So for a motherfucker I don't know to come at me and tell me what I should be saying, I feel a type of way about it. Like who the fuck are you? I think I've been going live on this motherfucker for damn near 2 years straight every single night. Where the fuck was you when I was shooting in the gym, nigga? Where was these niggas at when we was shooting in the gym, chat?
All of the great cities of Taiwan. And what I've noticed most conspicuously is that nobody I've talked to wants to rejoin or reunify with China because of their sense of freedom and their sense of self-determination. So I think that if you're going to say our sovereignty matters more than your desire for your own self-determination and freedom, then you're doing something that will not make you popular in Taiwan, and you won't win the argument for Chinese sovereignty over the island.
Martin Jakes is here with us, author of the best-selling book, When China Rules the World. Martin, you've said in the past that China should not be seen through a solely Western lens. So, I agree with you, and there's issues there. But I began the show by asking Victor about Japan and India and the Philippines, separate to Taiwan, just the issues in the region. Do you think China is responsible for some of those issues, all of those issues, none of those issues?
Well, China's obviously involved in...
And then, I'm not gonna lie, Chad, I'm sorry, but we're about to get back to this. But I'm really feeling the type of way, because they told me the other night, Steve, you was in there talking about, yeah, Plug's leading his flock down the wrong path. And so now I know it's personal to you. Now I know it's personal, because you telling people that, oh, Plug's leading his flock down the wrong path and shit. So it's like, how far are you willing to go with this shit, bro? I don't know. It's shit's rubbing me the wrong way, and I got to get it off of my chest, bro. Like, what's to you, bro? What's to you, bro? Like, at this damn point, I wouldn't be surprised if motherfuckers paying you to come over here and trip out.
Inevitably, in all of those issues, I think that that actually, if you look at the rise of China over the last 30, 40 years, spectacular, biggest change we've ever seen in history, really. And inevitably, that is changing everything in the region, in the world. That doesn't, but the remarkable thing I'd say, Mehdi, about China's rise is how, you quoted the military figures and so on, but China has not fought any wars since 1979. If you compare that with America, Europe, Japan, at the same stage of development, they were extremely aggressive.
Let's talk human rights, Victor. You've called Uyghurs in China's Xinjiang province your brothers and sisters. How do you feel about the fact that at least 500,000, some say more, of your brothers and sisters are being detained in camps by the Chinese government? That's 5% of the adult Uyghur population, one of the highest imprisonment detention rates in the world.
Mehdi, the Uyghurs are a proud ethnic group, one of the 56 ethnic nationalities in China. The Uyghurs, as far as I'm concerned, are my true brothers and sisters. I know many of them. I travel to Xinjiang regularly, and I talk to many of the Uyghurs. Now, if anyone is serious about accusing China of practicing mass injustice to the Uyghurs, give me the evidence.
Human Rights Watch say 500,000 people detained over the years in recent years.
You keep quote Human Rights Watch, and I tell you...
Do you know where they got those numbers from?
I don't know.
Can I tell you?
I don't know.
I thought you were the expert on You've been to Xinjiang. You've spoken to Uyghurs. You never heard these numbers?
I do not know where did they get the source.
So their source is the Xinjiang High People's Procuratorate, which has published its own statistics, Xinjiang official body, which says it's convicted 540,826 people prosecuted in the region since 2017. The United Nations Office for Human Rights looked at satellite footage. They say 10 to 20% of the population. Amnesty estimates 1 million people in camps. 500,000 is a conservative number.
Mehdi, if you quote that organization, please be assured that that organization has been completely discredited for the false information they came up with.
I love this game we're playing. You give me a source, I give you a source. They're discredited. They've said falsehoods.
Mehdi,
how can we? Let me ask you a question. How many people are in detention in Xinjiang? You give me a number.
Listen. If you look at Xinjiang,
you give me a number.
If you look at, I do not have the number.
Why not?
Yeah.
Hold on. You can't say it's not 500,000 and then say you don't have a number. I have a number. I have sources. How many people do you think are detained?
Let me give you my reason.
No.
I go to Xinjiang a lot. I travel almost.
So they're your brothers and sisters.
Xinjiang.
You go there a lot, but you can't tell me how many people are in detention.
Listen, they are happier. They enjoy their life. They enjoy their Muslim practices and traditions. Listen.
How many people are in detention, Victor?
Mehdi, Let me be philosophical.
No, don't be philosophical. Be numerical.
No.
How many people are in detention? You said no to 500,000. How about, okay, let's let 250,000.
Let me finish my point.
Nope.
If
you answer the question. You can't filibuster, Victor, on the show.
If anyone
how many people do you think
independence, they will be dealt with in
Got it.
law.
How many of them are in court and how many in detention?
A very small minority.
So you don't have a number. You say they're all happy, but you won't let in independent investigators. You won't let in journalists to go there.
Why not?
They're not allowed to go there.
I will be happy to escort you to Xinjiang.
Really?
I can make that.
I'm gonna be honest, chat. I don't know anything about Xinjiang and the Wiggles and who's locked up, but shit, I know they mass incarcerating black folks in America, man. We can speak about those mass incarceration numbers, man. I'm just gonna be honest with you, man. It's kind of crazy.
Really?
I will speak to the Chinese government.
Here's the problem,
to the
Victor.
Chinese
I don't
embassy.
want to escort. I don't want minders. I want to go freely. Will you allow that?
I do not make that decision.
Oh! A moment ago, you were going to make all sorts of interruptions. Suddenly I said, let me go freely and speak to Uyghurs freely. Can I do that with no minders?
I'll be happy.
No Chinese government escort.
I will be happy to make your case.
Oh, just now you said you'd organize it. Now we're back. Make a case.
Make
you
a
can't
case.
guarantee. Rehan Assad is a senior fellow at the Atlantic Council, international human rights lawyer. You are a Uyghur who Victor says, brother.
Bro, why do they keep saying Uyghur, bro? Like, is that the N-word? Is that the Chinese equivalent to the N-word, bro? Like, Chad, what's going on? What's a Uyghur, man? That sounds derogatory, man. I'm not gonna lie, Chad. It sounds really bad, man.
Brothers and sisters, your literal brother has been held in an internment camp in Xinjiang since 2016, I believe. Rehan, tell us what happened to your brother and what is your response to Victor, to what you've heard, and what is the latest on your brother, if you don't mind sharing with us.
Yeah.
Hey, Chad, look. We're 40 minutes in and we have not got anywhere close to the light goal. I need everyone to double tap their screen right here, right now. Share the live out. I don't care if you share it to your timeline or the last person you text. We do need to grow the Discord. Be sure to join the Discord. Double tap that screen. Share the live out, chat.
My brother Akbar Assad is a prominent tech entrepreneur. In fact, your own media outlet called him a bright star in the tech world.
Chinese Muslims sound crazy to me, Chad. I'm not gonna lie, Chad. I've never seen a Chinese Muslim, bro. I'm just gonna say it, man. I've never seen a Chinese Muslim, man.
Right before his detention, he was invited on a state gala dinner, and then he disappeared. How could you explain that?
Mehdi, again, in China, we have about 20 Muslim ethnic groups. You need to ask one question. Why the extremism existed mostly among the Uyghur communities? Because there are extremists among the Uyghur community who want to separate Xinjiang away from China.
Has your brother been convicted of any crime?
Supported by CIA and other Western organizations.
CIA. Okay. Rehan,
that's the real truth.
Hold on.
Talk to the Kazakhs, they don't support.
Has your brother been
Xinjiang
convicted of a crime?
According to UN, there's no trial has taken place. He just forcibly disappeared. Actually, it amounts to enforced disappearance. But according to the Chinese government, he committed a crime of inciting ethnic discrimination while he is systematically oppressed. And when I challenged that decision, because under the Chinese law, if you're committed with the alleged crime, that you have 3 years sentence, but he got 15 years. How do you justify that?
That's exactly what they doing to niggas in America, Chad. She said under Chinese law, he was supposed to get 3 years, but he ended up either getting 50 or 15. Same shit happening to niggas, bro. I'm just gonna be honest with you, Chad. Nobody else is gonna say it. I'ma say it, man. I'ma say it.
Then they switch the crime. So how do you even explain this is a rule of law system? You mentioned that if people are not pro-independent, then they're fine in Xinjiang. My brother by no means is pro-independent. In fact, your media outlet...
And this is what I'm going to say, Chad. I seen this shit in real time, Chad. When I was went to the county, you would see like people come in with the same charges. Like you would see a black guy come in with possession of methamphetamines, his ass going to the penitentiary. You would see a white guy come in with possession of methamphetamines and his ass was going to like, shit, he was going to basically get time served. They was going to cut his ass. Maybe he was snitching, maybe he wasn't. I don't know. Shit was just crazy.
Daily media invited him to exchange information. Did he split the country when he visited Beijing?
Are you okay with the treatment of her brother?
In front of this very august body, let me make several very brief points. the real crime involved by some of the Uyghur people are agitating for Xinjiang independence.
Child of God says, now, homie, I'm out. You want some other shit, bro? Get the fuck out. Don't let the door hit you on the back, man. I'm sorry. It's the damn truth, man. What do you mean? What do you want me to say? You want me to lie? Do you want me to lie and talk about this shit? Let's fucking talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. Motherfuckers get caught with a 3.5 of crack and they going to the penitentiary, right? While depending on what race you are, you can touch kids and your ass getting some probation. I mean, shit, I didn't make the rules. I think you mad at the wrong person, man. I think you mad at the wrong person. You said, do I believe in racism? No, I don't believe in racism, but I believe racism exists. I believe prejudice exists. I believe certain systems exist. I mean, I'm not oblivious to it. Am I just gonna cry about it? No, I'm not gonna cry about it. But when I see the shit, I'm gonna speak on it. That's what y'all hate. Y'all hate when someone speaks on the shit. It's the fucking truth, man. It is what it is. Just like y'all can have these harsh truths about the black community and everything going on with the 13%, 1350 numbers, and we're supposed to accept it, right? But when I get on here and I and give actual facts with anecdotal evidence as well, y'all don't want to hear it. It's one-sided. It's one side. Y'all get to saying, oh, I'm leaving, I'm out. Well, fuck it. Bye. Shit, I was doing this shit 2 years before you came here. Gonna be doing it 10 after you gone, man. It is what it is.
Violate the one China policy. Now, separate from that, you know, different communities may find their own different problems which need to be sorted out in the course of law. And I hope...
But our brother's been detained for 8 years.
Well, I do not know the charge. I hope I can help you to really look at the case, at the accusation against him.
Yeah,
I hope your brother is not guilty of inciting for separatism of Xinjiang. If that is the case, then let the law take its course.
Well, your media outlet called him a model citizen who is a promoter of ethnic unity in Xinjiang.
Have you been able to speak to your brother or see him?
No, not at all. Like, you know, for 8 years, he's forcibly disappeared. Up until, like, last month, for the first time, my parents saw him. What kind of justice system is that? You're making a mockery
You're not
of the
just
rule of
detaining
law.
them, Victor. They're being tortured. Numerous times.
This the thing, Sir Bob. People love to give ugly truths, but they want to receive sweet lies. And we're not going to do that shit over here. Just think about it, chat. Think about the people that you interact with in your real life. Think about the people that you interact with at your job. Think about just going through your life. People love to tell the harsh truth, but they want to receive sweet lies. They don't want you to tell them the fucking truth, but they want to be so truthful. They want to give the business and lay the facts out. But when you start putting belt the ass with facts right back at them, they want sweet lies. Why are we talking about this? Oh, you went too far.
Testimonies the UN has collected. Are you okay with that?
Mehdi, when you talk about torture,
I'm him talking about let it play. No, I'll pause this shit when I get ready. I'm him. You see the title to the video up there. You can go watch this shit by your lonesome, man. If you want to watch this shit uninterrupted, unedited, unpaused, boring, by yourself in the corner, the title's right there, my guy.
About Guantanamo Bay prisons.
Oh my word.
Rather than in Xinjiang. Xinjiang is a place of great peace and stability.
The accounts of detainees include being beaten with batons, electric batons, while strapped in a so-called tiger chair. 158 being subjected to interrogation with water poured on their faces, prolonged solitary confinement, forced to sit motionless on stools for long periods. This, you're okay with this? This is the proud China?
Probably you are reading the case in Iraq committed by the American soldiers.
I'm reading the UN report in August 2022 from detainees.
Here go Chris Darwin talking about such a victim. Christopher Darwin, I'm just gonna leave it there. Christopher Darwin, the man. Listen, Chris, don't do it, Chris. I'm gonna spare you, Chris. I'm just gonna spare you right now. I'm just gonna spare you, Chris. Sit the fuck down somewhere, man. That's all I'm gonna ask you to do. Sit the fuck down somewhere.
Who came out of camps in Xinjiang. Your brothers and sisters, but these brothers and sisters you don't seem to give a damn about. How do you know any torture happened in Iraq out of interest?
I know.
How?
I know for sure.
How?
I talked to the Iraqi ambassador in Beijing.
Okay.
He wept in front of me.
And I'm
He
sure
told me.
Rehan's parents have wept, and you don't seem to care.
And I hope you will tell your brother, be a staunch supporter of one China policy, be a proud
I cannot
Chinese
tell him he's
Uyghur,
in prison.
rather
She
than
can't tell him because she can't speak to him, because you deny
away
access,
from
Victor.
China.
Victor, she can't speak to him. Are you going to arrange it? Are you going to arrange a visit now?
I'll be happy to help you to make a phone call.
There's a lot of promises being made here, guys. You should
You are
follow
all
up on this
witnesses.
afterwards.
You are all witnesses.
We are witnesses, indeed. Let me bring in Martin Jakes. Martin, when you hear people say, basically, there's no torture, everyone's making it up, there's nobody in detention, come on, that's ridiculous, is it not, Martin?
Well, I mean, I don't know all the details of the situation in Xinjiang, but clearly there's been a big problem for a long time in Xinjiang in terms of the relationship between the Uyghur and the Han. And that came to a head in 2009 when there was a demonstration.
I'm not gonna lie, Chad. I want to interview a Chinese Muslim. If y'all know any Chinese Muslims, man, tell them to come on the show, Chad. I gotta interview a Chinese Muslim, man. I gotta see what's going on.
And 200 people were killed by the Uyghur, and then the Chinese inflicted the same kind of damage on the Han. So this is a deep problem in my view.
What's
And
up,
it's not
Ivan?
easily passed off. There's no other problem in China of this kind.
Yeah.
But
A lot of people consider
this
it
is a
genocide,
big
Martin.
problem.
That's a pretty big problem.
It's a very big problem for them, yeah. The other thing, Betty, I'd say, is that the point that's being made about separatism is true. That I think that the 30 million Muslims in China, the Hui is the biggest single minority.
Yeah.
They are completely integrated. But the problem in Xinjiang is clearly the issue of separatism.
Stephen, let me ask you this question. Victor's making a lot of promises tonight about me going to Xinjiang and Rehan going to Xinjiang, and everyone's going to be fine.
Hey, Chad, we gotta hit the like button. We're 35 likes away, man. We got 11 minutes to get 35 likes. Straight up, man. Straight up. We got 11 minutes to get 35 likes. I see you, Infinite.
How safe, how okay are you with visiting China? How free do you think you are when you go to China?
When I go to China, and I haven't been for some time, I'm watched almost 24/7. There's always someone I can spot who's trailing me. So I know when my hotel room is upgraded suddenly to a spacious suite, I'm now in a place which is bugged. So someone who's a mild critic and a scholarly critic like me doesn't feel safe in China. And by contrast, I feel safer in Taiwan.
Victor, when you hear Stephen say he doesn't feel that safe going to China, prefers going to Taiwan, when we talk about freedom of speech, for example, in China, I live in the United States of America, where I can say that Donald Trump is hypothetically, an orange-faced narcissist. I also live here in the UK, I'm British. Here you have Rishi Sunak, the former Prime Minister, was called a pint-sized loser by a Labour politician. No one in China has that kind of freedom to talk about their government, to talk about President Xi Jinping in that way. You can't say anything like that. You wouldn't dare say anything like that because you know what will happen to you when you go home. You know what will happen to your family. That's what China is.
Mehdi, if you do anything, write anything, email or chat to your friends about taking anything action against, let's say, Prime Minister of Britain, President of the United States,
I didn't say that.
You'll be dealt with very swiftly.
Victor, you're a master of straw men. That's not what I said. I said Rishi Sunak was called a pint-sized loser. Would you call Xi Jinping a pint-sized loser?
Mehdi, each country has different sensitivities. In UK...
So you're admitting you can't criticize the Chinese government?
No. You can criticize the government if you are positive in your attitude.
You can criticize the government if you're positive?
Yes.
Is that the new philosophy?
No, if you can come up with your...
You've got to come up with nice insults?
No.
What then?
Constructive advice.
Constructive advice?
For example,
I'm loving
in dealing with the aging population, what should be the government do? What should this governor do?
But you can't say the president's lied. He's a liar.
No, he will be dealt with very swiftly in China. You cannot say that.
That is the most honest thing you've said tonight. Yes. Victor Gao, we're going to take a break. That's part one of Head-to-Head with our guest, Victor Gao. In part two, we'll be talking about President Xi Jinping. We'll be talking about the issue of dictatorship, and we'll hear from our very patient audience here in London's Conway Hall.
It's shit like a gang, Chad. It's all big-ass gangs, man.
Welcome back to Head on Al Jazeera.
Yeah, I damn sure. See, chat, that's why I be telling y'all, I don't need to be everywhere, chat. I don't need to be everywhere. And when y'all be like, oh, Plug, you need to get out and travel, experience culture, I been and went over there and said, man, fuck China. And then what? Now I'm locked up, man. They getting ready to put me on the fucking buffet line and shit. Niggas gonna be eating Plug on a stick, man. What the fuck? I'm not trying to go over there and end up Plug on a stick.
English. My guest this week is Victor Gao, former interpreter to the late Chinese leader Deng Xiaoping, vice president of the Center for China and Globalization in Beijing, and an ardent promoter of the People's Republic. We're also joined by an expert panel here in London's Conway Hall and a live audience who we're going to hear from shortly. Victor, before we get to the audience, in 2019, on this very show, I asked the question, is Xi Jinping gearing up to be president for life, dictator-in-chief? I mean, he's the most powerful leader of China since Mao. He's abolished presidential term limits. He's now in his third 5-year term as president. So I'll ask again tonight, is he now president for life, a true dictator?
For the record, first of all, Chinese President Xi Jinping will never be president for life. There will be a time limit.
Man, y'all talking about I have all the man. What good is going to China and getting some lady if I'm gonna end up on a fucking buffet rack, man? They might not even cook me, Chad. They might just throw my shit next to the seafood, bro. They might put me on some ice, Chad, and just have me next to the shrimp and shit, man.
Limit when it will be handled according to the Chinese legal system and constitution. Secondly, there is no dictator in China. Why? Because dictatorship simply doesn't work. Democracy means modernization. And how can you explain profound transformation of China over the past 45 years in China if you have...
And Chad, it's not that I don't trust China, it's I don't trust myself. I'm just gonna be honest with you, Chad. I'll be gonna fuck around and say it's some bullshit over here, man. I'm telling you, man. Then you know they do like the colorism shit. Some of them Chinese folks don't like, you know, everybody. I've been on one off, Chad. I'm telling you, man. Then you know you listen, hey man, yeah, Chad. It's some places I just don't need to fucking go. Straight up, man. Maybe Australia. I can fuck around and go to Australia. China, it's out of the question. Dubai, shit like that, out of the question, bro. I'm not going to the Middle East. I'm not going to China. Fuck around, might go to Australia or something.
Have dictatorship or authoritarian rule. No, every leader in China will be put into a team, and teamwork will be much more important than individualism.
Teams, Victor. Maybe previous presidents did. Maybe Jiang Zemin or Hu Jintao. Everyone knows Xi Jinping has centralized power, consolidated power, got rid of term limits. You say there's a way to get rid of them, but there isn't.
Yeah, that's where I go, Chad. I go to like Australia or New Zealand or something, man. I go to Australia or New Zealand, but like them other places y'all be trying to get me to go, man, hell no. Listen, Chad, when y'all say it, I don't even think twice about it. I just be like, no. Listen, I know me, Chad. I know me. Double tap the screen, chat. We got 5 minutes to get 13 likes. We got 5 minutes to get 13 likes. Double tap that screen. Yeah, Lori, I wonder, can you hunt kangaroo out there, man? Lori, I'm telling you, I'll be out there trying to, you know, get a day pass to go and hunt some kangaroo, man. Some wild guinea or something.
Actually a legal way to get rid of him. He's in power for life and he likes being a dictator. Why are we pretending?
Mehdi, allow me to remind you, the Communist Party of China, which is the ruling party of China, has a membership of up to 100 million people. Yeah. It's well structured. Every province, every state-owned enterprise, etc., will have a party cell.
There's no division or debate within the Chinese Communist Party.
Listen to me. No single person in China can dictate to a population of 1.4 billion people.
Okay. I don't know why, Chad. I just think all Australians get real drunk. I don't know why I always thought that. It's like, to me, bro, it's like Australians remind me of like just college students. I don't know why. Don't ask me why, but it just like Australia, I think of all Australians like just fucking frat boys. I mean, like getting hammered, bro, like drunk as hell.
And 100 million membership of the Communist Party of China.
Okay, let's test that.
That's a mission impossible.
Let's test that proposition. The president won a vote last year. Won a vote. I'll put that in air quotes. Do you know the tally of last year's presidential vote in favor of Xi Jinping by the National People's Congress, part of that structure you just advertised to us? What was the vote? Can you tell our audience here?
I think it's up to about 100%. That doesn't...
2,952 to 0.
Yes, that's exactly what I said.
Could you not find a few people just to make it look a little even? One or two?
Many. It's
Five?
not surprising. It's not surprising.
2,952 to 0.
It's
That's one man rule, my
in
friend.
the Chinese system. Everyone...
Oh shit, that was a Chinese Muslim right there. I saw her with the hijab on. Chat, did y'all see her?
And supports the Chinese president.
And then Max Ninja comes in this shit. See, this why I know, Max. Niggas don't be in here listening to me, Max. I just told you Mexico in a fucking civil war and you talking about Mexico the place to be. We just covered the Mexican Civil War when they clipped my channel the other day. Now you want to take your black ass to Mexico. What be wrong with y'all, chat? What be wrong with y'all, man?
You just told us 10 seconds ago there's this huge system, a big party, one guy, and then you're like, oh no, but everyone supports him. 0 votes against him. One person out of 3,000 couldn't say, Xi Jinping, not my guy. One.
What if he is the guy for all the Communist Party of China? You
What
never
if?
know.
Well,
never know.
if that's the case, then your entire first answer is redundant because it doesn't matter if there's 100 million people. No. They all have to follow the leader.
No, he does command huge respect.
Listen, chat. I'm not going to Mexico, man. If I go to Mexico, chat, just be honest with it, chat. It's not gonna end good, man. Like the vacation and shit. You talking about go be the tour guy? Like you want to be on an expedition and shit, man. Carlos, them folks is gonna try to strap some backpacks on us, man, and tell us to get that shit. We going to the feds, man. We go to Mexico, we fuck around, go to the feds, Carlos. I ain't going nowhere with you down there.
Respect among the Chinese people as well as
you say respect, I say fear. Do you know how many names were on the ballot papers that were given in 2013? How many names?
We
were on
might
the
be
ballot
all
papers
right,
when they went
Chad.
to the president? Can you tell our audience?
If we go down there with Ivan, I forgot we got Ivan, man. Ivan, are we gonna be all right, man? See, Ivan gonna keep it real. This is why I'm glad we got the community over here. Ivan, where you at? Now, Ivan in Mexico right now, he gonna let us know if we can come over there and shit gonna be good or not. And Ivan not gonna sugarcoat it. If shit not good, Ivan gonna be like, hey, man, it's safe at home. I pray you look. Ivan said I could keep you safe. That don't sound too sure, Ivan. I could keep you safe. I need a will. I need a will. I will keep you safe. That I could keep you safe is too much room for error, man. It's too much room for error with that shit.
I think there is only one candidate.
Yeah, there were no other names. That's a real secure leader. A guy who knows he has the confidence of his people. You get to vote, but only for me, and none of you can actually vote against me.
Mehdi, we do not want to end up in a situation with 6 prime ministers in 80 years.
Yeah. So you prefer a dictatorship?
No.
You said what kind of safe am I looking for? I guess the fucking gray area, because if I'm trying to go down there and be too safe, we're gonna be with the fucking cartel and we going to the feds. I don't know. I guess the gray area, medium safe. I don't want to be safe as hell. We dealing with the cartel. I don't want to be overexposed I guess medium safe, nigga, medium.
We prefer a system that works for the benefit of the Chinese people.
I've not said a word about what works or not. You got great economic growth.
Look at the
but you're a dictatorship.
Growth. There is no dictatorship, Mehdi.
You just admitted that there's no name on the ballot paper, no votes against him, and they all just follow him. That's a dictatorship.
Mehdi, when you have a succession
say my name multiple times, but it's a dictatorship.
How many candidates are there on the ballot paper?
How many? What? King and queen?
When the king succeeds the queen,
yes.
How many candidates are there on the ballot paper?
How many?
Does that make Britain not a democracy?
Well, you're asking the wrong guy. I'm a Republican, so I think we should be a full democracy and get rid of the monarchy. And I can say that here. You can't say that in China.
You cannot take any action against that.
Yes, I can, actually. I can go out on the street, I can hold up a placard and say, let's get rid of King Charles. I can create a whole protest outside Buckingham Palace. You can't do that in China.
Hold on. This is from, this is a year old. It's not a few years old. It's a year old.
You can't even put one other person's name on a ballot paper. That's how insecure your leader is.
Mehdi, I'm a lawyer. In my capacity as a lawyer, I can give you a long list of things that you cannot do regarding.
Chat, hit the like button, man. We didn't get the like goal. We're already at an hour in and we did not hit the like goal. So be sure to hit the like button so we can catch that next like goal. Thank you, chat.
the monarchy here in Britain.
I'm not debating that. I'm saying that we have an elected government. We get to choose. We get to swap 6 prime ministers, God help us. But we get to pick. Everyone in this room who's a citizen gets to pick.
Listen,
Nah, Carlos, you talking about don't believe the stories about the cartel. They friendly. They'll feed you all the alcohol you can handle. Listen, Carlos. I know this nigga and his plug told on him. The cartel told on him, man. I'm just going to be honest with you. He was in a situation to where he couldn't get out and he was getting told on. And now tell me that that's some friendly shit. You quit, you die, and we telling on you. That shit was crazy. I'm not going to lie, chat. You quit, you die, and we telling on you. Yeah, when he went down, chat, they had the cartel, they had his head. You know how they do the lineup when people get arrested? They had him at the very top, and then they had the cartel people below him. How the fuck do that happen? How the fuck is the cartel members below the nigga?
End up with your mini budget, which bankrupt the whole country.
But that's an honest answer, Victor. But Victor, I admire that because that's an honest answer. Your answer is, it's a dictatorship that works. At least say that.
No.
No, you can't. You keep dodging. One minute you say, it's not a dictatorship. Then I show you it is. You say, but it's working. We've got growth.
Mehdi,
pick one.
Mehdi, if that is your point, I will seriously urge you to do more homework about how the Chinese system works.
Okay, let's talk about the Chinese system, because I did a little bit of homework. Did you know that Xi Jinping put his name in the Constitution? That's weird.
Well,
the leader of the country put his own name.
What if Trump put his name in the Constitution, chat? How do y'all think America would handle it? And one word, chat, if Trump amended the Constitution to include his name, give me one word on how America will respond.
In the Constitution while he's president. No one's done that since Mao. None of the other Chinese presidents, not Hu Jintao, not your old boss Deng Xiaoping, none of them did it. Did they? Or am I wrong?
It's wrong.
Who did it?
The Chinese Constitution has been most frequently amended compared with any other country.
Am I wrong about what I just said with my little bit of homework?
Mao's name was put into the Constitution.
That's what I said.
Deng's name was put into the Constitution.
Not while he was president.
And Jiang Zemin's name was put into the Constitution.
Not while they were sitting presidents, and you know that. Tell our crowd here, not while they were president. They didn't do it themselves.
According to my recollection, each of
not
these
your
names were put into the Constitution
not while they were sitting president.
While the leaders were still alive.
Okay, so I'm right.
Mao,
not while they were president. I love the little slip.
And
even Donald Trump, one of the great narcissists of our time, has not proposed yet putting his name into the US Constitution. If you are the president of China, you're elected without any opponents, no names on the ballot paper, 0 votes against you, you put your name in the Constitution, 6-year-olds are taught about Xi Jinping thought in primary school. That is not just a dictatorship, that is a cult of personality.
I don't think China believes in personal.
So why are 6-year-olds learning about Xi Jinping thought? I'm pretty sure no 6-year-olds learned about Liz Truss's mini budget. Victor.
The Chinese system is such that once you orient the country in one direction, everyone.
Trump is on the passports now, chat, for the 250th year anniversary of the country. If you go to the DC office and get a passport, Trump is actually on that passport with his picture on top of the Constitution. That's only available in person, I believe, at the DC office. If you go to the post office, you won't get that version.
Everyone follows the suit.
Do they follow or are they ordered to follow? They don't follow out of choice.
No, it's like a vehicle with 4 wheels. Here, you have 4 wheels aligned in different directions, opposing directions. In China, the 4 wheels of a car all lined up in one direction.
Well, they don't.
Going forward.
Well, they don't, Victor. Let me give you an example.
That's the Chinese way of doing it.
Former Foreign Minister Qin Gang was removed from his post and has not been seen in public since June 2023. A few months later, China's Defense Minister, General Li Shangfu.
Chat, y'all faking on me now, bro. Y'all faking. We have to get to 100 likes. Double tap the screen, hit the like button, get up, man. I got on live a little early and everything. Like, what's to y'all, bro? What's to y'all? Like, honestly, what's to y'all, bro?
Disappeared from public view for months, has now been expelled from the party, accused of corruption. That's at least 2 ministers that disappeared just in the last year. With apologies to Oscar Wilde, to lose 1 minister might be unfortunate. To lose 2 is careless, is it not?
Do you know the point I want to make? This means China is really merciless in dealing with corruption of all kinds, even among the
Your
highest
foreign
ranks.
minister and defense minister. Imagine Antony Blinken and Lloyd Austin just disappeared tomorrow. We don't know where they are. We've never seen them again. That's not normal, Victor.
Listen, corruption is rampant in
How do we know
China.
they're corrupt? They just disappeared. Where's the trial?
Allow
Where's the
me
trial,
to
Victor?
finish my point. Corruption of all kinds in China need to be dealt with.
So where's
with
the trial?
Mercilessness.
So where's the trial? Where's the trial of the former foreign minister? We don't even know where he is.
Mehdi, those things you don't know doesn't mean doesn't happen.
Where is the trial for this man you're just accusing of corruption?
Qin Gang was my good friend for more than 20 years.
Where is he then?
He is involved in corruption.
Where is he?
And he is dealt with very swiftly.
Where is he, Victor?
Regardless.
Dead, man. They killed him, man. Put his homie 6 feet, man, pushing daisies, man. Probably didn't even, probably cremated him, man. It's over with. State assumed the body. Family gets nothing, man. Finito. His ass was stealing, I think, man. Ain't not bullshit. That's why he talking about where is he at? Heaven or hell, nigga, you pick.
In dealing with corruption of all kinds, even among the
Your
highest
foreign
ranks.
minister and defense
Hell
minister.
yeah, they
Antony
killed them.
Blinken and Lloyd Austin just disappeared tomorrow. We don't know where they are. We've never seen them again. That's not normal, Victor.
Listen, corruption is rampant.
I remember when that happened, Chad. I do believe they killed them. I remember when the guy that they're talking about, I can't put a face to him, but I remember it happened. And they killed that dude, bro. It's over. It's finito. That's why he can't say where he's at. His ass ain't in jail. If he was in jail, he would say he in jail. China's death row is 6 months, Chad. When you go on death row in China, you got 6 months, bro. All of that 10 years and them waiting until the damn dosage is about to expire to you. That shit don't go on in China. Your ass got 6 months. Your ass got 6 months in China. They put you on death row.
How do we know they're corrupt? They just disappeared. Where's the trial? Where's the trial, Victor?
Finish my point. Corruption of all kinds in China need to be dealt with.
So where's the trial?
Mercilessness.
So where's the trial? Where's the trial of the former foreign minister? We don't even know where he is.
Mehdi, those things you don't know doesn't mean doesn't happen.
Where is the trial for this man you're just accusing of corruption?
Qin Gang was my good friend for more than 20 years.
Where is he then?
He is involved in corruption.
Where is he?
And he is dealt with very swiftly.
Where is he, Victor?
Regardless of...
He's your good friend.
He was dealt with very swiftly. Do y'all know what does dealt with mean, Chad? Like shit, y'all know what's going on, Chad. We not gonna act like this man is just ostracized, put in exile, gone somewhere. We're not gonna act like he's locked down and shit. Man, listen, Chad, China's not bullshitting, man. They're not bullshitting, man. Your ass finna reincarnate. I don't know if they believe in reincarnation or what, man, but your ass finna come back as something else. When you respawn, nigga, you will not be the same.
You don't know where he is?
Regardless
where
of the
is the former
seniority
foreign minister
his
of China?
position.
This is not a hard question. We're not asking where Rehan's brother in the middle of Xinjiang is that you can dodge. Where is the former foreign minister of China who disappeared? And by the way, he wasn't accused of corruption. The spokesman came out and said he has health reasons. Then corruption came later, by the way. Where did he go, your friend?
That means there is a process. And the process
starts with one lie that he's ill, and then the next lie is he's corrupt.
He may be ill. You never know.
I mean, he's probably ill after he's been in a Chinese prison.
He may be ill now.
Yeah,
you never know. But,
exactly.
But at least
where is he?
Qin Gang lost his job
Victor, where is he?
of his corruption.
Last question.
That's the point.
Where is he?
He's somewhere in China. You will never see him. He's among the 1.4 billion people.
And no, it's not just him. There's many other people who have disappeared. The previous defense minister disappeared. The Ministry of Industry and Technology disappeared. The former Interpol president disappeared.
And I don't believe that 1.4 billion number either, Chad. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't think China has that many people. Truly, I do not. I think 1.4 billion is bullshit. I think that's a bullshit. I think that number is so fucking overinflated, bro.
In China, you just disappear if they don't like you. That's the rule of law in China.
I'll check it out later on,
because
Fries.
if they keep doing their job, they will bring greater disaster.
Victor, be careful
to the
what you
nation.
wish for, because everyone's watching this show, and if you get something wrong tonight, maybe you disappear.
When you say they have more people, have y'all looked at their population chart? How did their population boom the way it boomed when they had a one-child policy? How? Nobody ever thought. If you look at China's growth pattern and the way it happened, there's no fucking way. The birth rates it doesn't add up. The math is not fucking mathing. The math is not fucking mathing for all of those people.
If I disappear, I hope you will bail me out.
I'd have to find you first, and China's apparently a big country. I want to bring in Stephen Chan, professor at the University of London School of Oriental African Studies. Stephen, Xi Jinping's policies, his crackdown on dissidents. I mean, China was never a democracy. Other presidents were also dictatorial. But can we agree that Xi Jinping is on a different level when it comes to repression at home, the consolidation of power? I assume you disagree with Victor's description of him as part of a, I don't know, four-wheel car all driving in the same direction happily.
He certainly consolidated his power. He is a very, very strong president. And I think that the real test of all of this is how China has treated Hong Kong with the increase.
That's what I'm saying. I have looked into the research papers. We did a whole live about China's population, and that's where I came to the conclusion that the fucking math's not mathing. We had a whole segment on a live probably like 4 or 5 months ago. The OGs remember it, like the math just not fucking mathing. It's not.
Increasing clampdown on dissent and free expression of opinion when they were meant to have.
They guard everything else. China doesn't even let their private sector put out news. They guard everything else. They guard all of the data, all of the information, but we just gonna take their word that they got fucking 1.4 billion people. They don't tell us shit else, but they gonna tell us we got 1.4 billion people, and we just take, even when the math's not mathing, even when the math doesn't add up, they don't tell us shit else, we still believe they got a bunch of motherfuckers like that.
A degree of freedom and a one country, two system way of approaching life. We can't see any evidence of vibrant debate in China.
Tyler says, first time viewer, love the first 3 minutes I've seen so far. Tyler, you gonna love me, you gonna hate me, you gonna love me again. That's the part of this show that makes it fun and entertaining and draws people back. I'm not gonna coddle feelings. Sometimes I'm gonna say some shit that you totally agree with. Other times I'm gonna say some shit that's gonna piss you the fuck off. And it is what it is. It just is what it is.
China. And I'd note that one of the great disappointments of my life is when I read Chinese academic works. Everyone toes a party line. No one does independent research to publish, as it were, anything critical of, for instance, not just Xi Jinping, anything critical about Chinese foreign policy.
Well, they might disappear.
They might not get promoted in any case.
Rayhan Assad is a senior fellow at the Atlantic Council International Human Rights.
What's up,
Rayhan,
Jason?
In part one, we talked in depth about the repression against the Uyghurs and your own personal situation. In 2014, Xi Jinping privately called for an all-out struggle, quote, against terrorism and to show absolutely no mercy after a visit to Xinjiang. How much do you believe Xi Jinping is driving what's happening in Xinjiang? How much do you think he's responsible for the repression in China?
Well, the matter of the fact is that all of which happened under current administration. Right? So many scholars are attributing to him. It happened under his reign. He's the one who said absolutely no mercy, stamping out roots and branches of the Uyghurs, breaking out their connection. And these are the policies implemented under his leadership. So it's very hard to separate Xi Jinping from the current policy, Xinjiang.
Martin Jakes, author of the best-selling book, When China Rules the World. You heard Victor talk about, well, we can't be a dictatorship because we're doing so well, the economy is doing amazing, we don't have Liz Truss mini budgets, etc. But then you get into the debate about, can dictatorship and growth coexist? Do you need to have democracy to go alongside that? And I think about the pandemic, Martin, and I think about China's reaction to the pandemic. Is that where
That's what I'm saying. What was that guy that we watched that day, Chet? I'm trying to think of it was the guy, he was talking about how the dude from China came out and said that they were over-reporting their population by at least 100 million. This is the guy from China. He's over there. He's from over there saying that they were over-reporting it by at least 100 million. So what do y'all think it really is? If he can come out and say they were telling the world a lie about 100 million, what do y'all really think it is? I think they might have right at 1 billion, chat. If they're claiming 1.4, I think they probably got like 900 million.
The dictatorship, the lack of transparency, the disappearances caught up with China. Because, of course, there was a black hole in China in terms of China's censorship methods, its draconian policies, the zero COVID policy, the crack.
Don't worry about this shit, Jeb. We just gonna go and get you up out of here, Jeb. I ain't got time.
Down, which led, some people say, to over 1 million, 2 million deaths. We saw protests in buildings, people screaming. Was that a moment where China actually collided with reality and said, this system...
See, I don't like doing that shit. Now Jeb just gotta watch this shit, because Jeb wanna come here trying to do this little shit. I don't know what Jeb be on, but now Jeb just gotta watch this shit. He can't comment, he can't super chat, he just gotta watch this shit or swipe the fuck up on the lie. You gonna stop playing with me, Jeb?
It can't survive long term.
Well, I beg to differ on the question of the pandemic, because actually for 2 years, 2020 and 2021, actually China did, under the circumstances, extremely well and well outperformed the West. And the reasons for it are quite complicated. You've got to take into account a very different kind of system. Now, one of the problems with the discussion, I think, so far.
Chat, how do y'all feel about Obama trying to salvage the United States and Canada relationship? Obama's over there now with Mark Carney. They made a whole spectacle. Lord Loomer said that this is treason and Obama shouldn't be doing it. How do y'all feel about it? I feel like I believe that Obama's trying to salvage the relationship with Canada. I do believe that that's what Obama's over there trying to do.
On this question, is that the country, it sounds as if the country doesn't work. If you say dictator, despot, all these kind of words.
I didn't say that, but
no,
that's how
but if, and you say, not you personally, and one says there's no discussion. I think this is absolutely untrue. So what we're presenting here is not an accurate picture.
It's not about accurate picture, it's about balance, right?
Yeah,
so I don't deny what you're saying, but you're British. You would think it was a political earthquake if the Foreign Secretary and the Defense Secretary disappeared in the space of 6 months. Not arrested, disappeared, surely.
Yeah, and there is something on. Look, Qin Gong was a friend of mine as well. And I don't know what's happened to him. And I think it is odd. Certainly to our eyes, it's weird that this can happen. But I think that the thing is that we've got to try and get beyond cardboard.
Hell, I don't know what the treasonous action is. I don't know what the treasonous action is. I'm saying that's what Laura Loomer's saying. I didn't say Obama committed treason. I think somebody has to salvage the relationship with Canada. I'm just going to be honest. I don't think we should kiss ass or just whatever, but someone has to salvage the relationship with Canada. I don't mind Obama doing it. You got to think Obama was more for globalization. You got Mark Carney. He's from the World Economic Forum. I see it.
Board cutouts when we're talking about China and understand how it really works.
Okay. Let's bring in our audience who've been waiting here in London's Conway Hall. I'm going to go to the lady there on the fourth row. Yes, you.
My question is, as a dissident from Hong Kong, knowing...
Chat, everyone hit the like button right now, chat. Double tap that screen for me. We're 25 likes away from the next like goal, chat. 25 likes away from the next like goal. Where are we at on the subscribers? Oh, chat, we're about to hit 48,000. Let's hit 48,000 subs tonight, chat. Be sure to subscribe to the channel.
that I cannot express freely in Hong Kong or in the UK without risking other...
Oh, and happy Mother's Day to all of the real mamas, man. All of the good mamas. All of the compassionate mamas, man. Happy Mother's Day to all of the grandmothers. The actual grandmothers, the loving grandmothers, the caring grandmothers. Happy Mother's Day to you all.
People in trouble. I also know that you just now made claims about there's free speech in China, and it's possible to criticize the Chinese government just now again. Can you please demonstrate that free speech and tell us what are Xi Jinping's two worst mistakes in the past 5 years?
Great question.
If you can demonstrate to us that it's okay to criticize Xi Jinping, the Chinese government, and China, or even just say Xi Jinping kind of resembles Winnie the Pooh, would be good enough for me. Thank you.
Victor, do you want to take that question?
Well, thank you. I would say China need to make more prompt, take more prompt actions in dealing with the dramatic aging population in China and the dramatic demographic decline.
Do you think Xi Jinping's to blame for not being fast enough on aging?
No, I think the whole Chinese government, including the Central Committee, State Council, local government, need to take actions quickly to reverse that dramatic aging population problem and demographic decline.
We're not going to get a criticism out of you. Let's go back to the audience. Let's go to the gentleman here in the tie. Yes, you.
Yeah, Alex, sorry, Alex Vines from Chatham House. My question is debt. So there's been very bad riots, for example, that's been in the news in Kenya. Some of that debt that's been causing the problem is owed to China. So the question is, how is China going to...
You said, what about the fur baby moms? Nah, y'all don't get no love, Street Justice. Y'all, the fur baby moms don't get no love tomorrow, man. Y'all got to pick a different day, man. Yeah, y'all got to pick a different day, man. The fur baby mom. Y'all can be the cool aunties, man. You know, the cool aunts, man. But the fur baby moms, yeah, sit this one out tomorrow, man. Sit this one out tomorrow.
Handle the increasing pressures for debt cancellation. At least 17 African countries are in particular distress this year. Thank you.
I understand the Chinese debt in these large-scale connectivity projects is only a small portion of the overall national debt, because they own debt to the United States, to Britain, to the international financing institutions, etc. They not just own debt to China, but to many other countries. That's the reality. Secondly, there is accusation about the death trap, which is completely wrong and false. Because if you want to do connectivity project, major project finance things, you need to have equity as well as debt. Debt is an indispensable part of the packaging.
Nah, hell nah. See, there we go. There we go, trying to be all inclusive. If you can think of it, all moms is not Mother's Day. Hell no. Fur babies and shit don't count for Mother's Day, man. We can't be all this inclusion shit, man. Listen, we got to draw the line somewhere, man. We got to draw the line somewhere. Like, damn, man. The actual mothers and grandmothers and, you know, people that take care of children and shit can't even enjoy the day because we got to be all inclusive and be up. Man, hell no, man. We got to draw these damn lines somewhere, man.
Okay, let's go back to the audience. I say I'll take this gentleman at a time, then go to the back, then we'll go to that gentleman there. You next, after this one.
My name is Sonam Frazi. I would like to ask you a question on Tibet. I was born in Tibet before the Chinese invasion of Tibet. Unfortunately, 1.2 million Tibetans have died since, and we have been made refugees. My question is, Tibet, after 74 years of Chinese rule, is still under lockdown. No journalists, no individual tourists, even Tibetans are not allowed to see their families. What is China afraid of to keep Tibet in such a tight control and Tibetans in such an inhuman existence in our own country?
Sir, ever since the Yuan dynasty, if not even earlier, Tibet has been part of China. Through different dynasties, different historical periods, I can assure you, during your lifetime and mine, Tibet will always be part of China.
Why? See, this is what I'm saying. Like, this shit be dumb as hell. What do you mean all mothers, man? At this point, you're not listen, Justice, I'm using you as an example. No hard feelings, Justice. It's for debate purposes and, you know, going back and forth. But listen, fur babies don't fucking at this point, you're just a dog owner, man. You're a cat owner, man. You're a guinea pig owner, a bird owner, a horse owner. That doesn't make you a damn mother, bro. Because you acquired an animal does not make you a mother, bro. I'm just saying, bro. Like, cut that shit out, man. Cut it out. Cut it out.
Why are you so insistent on ruling places that don't want to be ruled by China?
No. Tibet is part of
Tibet,
China.
Taiwan, they're not happy in Xinjiang.
Tibet being part of China doesn't depend on whether you like it or not. It's a megatrend of our time.
A megatrend.
And you need to accept that.
Joseph says, what the fuck does that have to do with Tibet? Joseph, I'm going to need you to sit the fuck down and stop cussing in my house, man, before we put your ass in the corner. It ain't got nothing to do with Tibet right now. I'm saying happy Mother's Day to all the mothers who deserve it, nigga. So you watch out, man. Matter of fact, you go tell your mama happy Mother's Day, nigga. Your aunties and grandmas and shit too. While I'm in here telling the plugs happy Mother's Day, you go tell your people happy Mother's Day, nigga. That's what it got to do with it.
Before you will feel free to go back to China,
so
to visit Tibet.
You sound like you're threatening the man.
No, I'm not.
You said you have to accept that before you can go back. He's from that place.
You live in peace in Britain, that's good.
But he's a refugee.
But if you want to go back to Tibet, acknowledge Tibet is part of China, period.
And what if he doesn't? He can't go back to his home?
You cannot go back. Because China doesn't want to see anyone advocating for the independence of Tibet.
Why can't
no
China...
No way, that will never happen.
Victor, why can't China rest on its own merits? Why the bullying and the threats? We're going to break you to pieces.
Oh, I forgot. He's from Britain. He's not American, right? Because when he said bullying, I was like, damn, America, like, we've been bullying shit for a long time. Like, America damn near takes, well, I ain't going to say damn near. America takes pride in this bullying shit. So to hear him talk about China's bullying, I was like, oh, shit, yeah, he did say he's from Britain or somewhere.
Is Taiwan, you can't go back until you sign this document or that declaration. Why the insecurity? Second biggest economy in the world, major power. You sound so insecure.
China's security rests on...
So what, he's a dual citizen? He's a dual citizen because he just said he got citizenship somewhere else.
The principle that there is only one China, and Taiwan is part of China, Tibet is part of China, and Xinjiang is part of China. Period.
And even if the people there don't want to be part of it, you don't give a damn.
The majority of the people live happily as Chinese citizens.
Did you do a vote?
I will go with you to Tibet.
We're going to go to Tibet and we're going to talk to all the Tibetans.
And possibly
I can go to
Taiwan.
Tibet, but the guy who's from there can't go there. You sound ludicrous when you say this stuff, I'm sorry to say. Let us go back to the audience. Gentleman at the back and then this gentleman here.
My name is Aziz Isa Elkün. I am a British Uyghur, except Rehan. And my question, for many in the Uyghur diaspora, we have not been allowed contact with our families at home within the Uyghur Autonomous Region since 2017, when Chinese government started detaining more than 3 million plus Uyghurs into their high-tech surveillance concentration camps. My question to you, sir, what's the Chinese government trying to hide from us? Second, why can't we not talk freely with our families?
Okay. Yet another Uyghur. So many Uyghurs, the same story, the same questions.
I'm always very happy to see wherever I go a Uyghur person, because I do consider the Uyghurs as my brothers and sisters. On one condition, though.
Part of me is starting to feel sorry for your actual brothers and sisters, I'll be honest with you.
On one condition, though, Uyghurs need to acknowledge that Xinjiang is part of China. That's a big precondition. If you do not accept that precondition,
hold on.
You are not my brother or sister.
Hold on, so that's fine. You don't have to be brothers and sisters, but can he not talk to his family?
It depends on where your family is. There are indeed Uyghur separatists who want to promote separatism of Uyghur,
but what about the people who are not separatists who just disappear?
Turn Xinjiang into East Turkmenistan. This will never happen. Listen to this. Call your friends to stick to the one China policy.
He just wants to talk on the phone to a family member.
2 years old, 7 years I didn't speak to my mother. I want to speak to my mother. I am British Uyghur. I want to speak to my mother.
Damn, he can't even call his mom because of some fucking internal conflict inside of the country with the Uyghurs. Oh, this shit gets deep, Chad. This shit gets deep, bruh. I wonder, wow.
Do you understand?
Literally support one China policy, support Xinjiang being part of China.
Victor.
Period.
Do you have no heart to see this man who can't speak to his 82-year-old mother? Is she a separatist?
I wish your mother is here in this hall talking.
Think about how powerless you have to feel, bro. It's like your mom's not in jail, but you just can't communicate with her like Chad. Could they not just fucking leave? Plugs, could they not leave like and link up somewhere where she's 86? She might not be mobile. She might not be able to move around like that. Wow.
To you and
I thought they is Uyghurs. What is they called? The Wiggles? What are they called? I thought it was Uyghurs.
Why didn't you let her go? So then maybe she could.
But then on one condition, in China, zero tolerance of any separatist movement.
An 82-year-old woman is a threat to China. What does that say about China?
I hope she's not a separatist, but if she's a separatist, she will be dealt with by law. Period.
Victor, before we finish, I have one question for you. We're in the UK, we're in Conway Hall, historic free speech society. Could we do a show like this? Could I interview
What's
you
up,
like this?
Hayden?
Could Rehan come be on a panel like this in Beijing, in, say, the Beijing International Convention Center? Could we do a show like this? Audience members freely ask questions. You take questions from everyone. No one's vetted. No one's threatened. Could we do this in Beijing?
Mehdi, if you ask me to line up all the support, you will do that. Really, I can assure you that.
A show where every audience member gets to speak freely. No one turns up at their house afterwards.
For many European countries, you do not need a visa to go to China. Pick up your luggage and buy a ticket.
I'm not asking foreigners.
Now here you go, talking about you do realize we are in captivity. Man, listen, motherfuckers is catching flights every day. Motherfuckers is getting on boats every day, cruise ships, hantavirus. Motherfuckers gassing up little cars. They charging EVs and scooters and shit. Man, what do you mean? Cell phone service work good, email work good, social medias and shit. What do you mean? We're in captivity. I'm on YouTube right now. What are you talking about? I've been incarcerated before, nigga. This is not it. What are you talking about? I've been incarcerated. Maybe you need to take your ass to jail to realize what captivity is, nigga.
Victor, I'm not asking foreigners to come. I'm saying, could a Chinese audience turn up and ask whatever they want, criticize Xi Jinping, criticize the government, ask you questions, talk about Uyghurs? Could you do it in Beijing?
Mehdi, in China, don't criticize our president.
So we couldn't do this show?
Unless you
Well, I'm
have
glad you
a
answered the
very
question.
positive, constructive proposal to make.
From the horse's mouth. Don't criticize unless it's positive.
Criticism is not the only goal. Criticism with constructive purposes
is a goal.
Will be a better free speech.
Free speech is a goal we cherish on this show. I'm glad to have offered you a platform for free speech. I wish you could offer me one back. Victor Gao, thank you for your time. Thank you to the audience in Conway Hall. And thank you to everyone at home for watching this episode of Head to Head.
See, y'all saying we don't, come on, man, they will throw you in jail for no reason. I'm black. Of course they'll throw you in jail for no reason. I know that much, but what I'm saying is that we're not captive, nigga. We're not captive. If you want to call anybody in your family right now, you can call their ass. Right now. And if they are incarcerated, you can wait on them to call you or do a video visit. If your ass want to go to the refrigerator and make you a turkey sandwich, guess what? You can go do that shit right now. You want to go wash your ass? You can go do it right now. I'm just saying, Chad. Like, I don't know, Chad. Some of y'all too good, man. Some of y'all must have never been in the trenches, bro. For real. I don't know, bro.
Else that you're quoting, I'll look into it, ensure that, as you say, that there's adequate transparency around the expenses. I will.
You said you can make a turkey sandwich in China, but you can't call them Uyghurs. That's one thing you can't do. You can't call your mama if she's a Uyghur in China.
I'll just observe that the governor generals have served our country with distinction, sense of very clear constitution.
All right, I thought I wanted to watch Mark Carney, but I ain't trying to watch this shit right now. We'll come back to that, man. Let's get Mark Carney the fuck up out of here right now, man. Let's get into this. The Israel, the other prime minister that had beat Netanyahu, he's speaking.
Will Naftali Bennett resume his role as prime minister of Israel? He was prime minister when he knocked off, as it were, politically, his mentor, Benjamin Netanyahu, several years ago. But then Netanyahu and his forces regathered, regrouped, came back, and were able to remove Naftali Bennett and his team. And obviously, Netanyahu is reigning right now. And Netanyahu was elected first as prime minister in 1996. So he's served in and out of office, Netanyahu has, for 30 years. And so
Chat, give me one word in what you were doing in 1996. Explain the year 1996 in one word. One word, chat. I'll give y'all my word. Preschool.
Question as we headed into the fall, into October, into another round of elections, the first elections here in Israel in 4 years. Is Netanyahu and his team going to be able to muster another coalition, or is the young upstart.
Hey, thank you, JD. Thank you, JD. Says, my man, I would never tune in any live. This is the most interesting live I come across. Appreciate your opinion. I appreciate you for being here. You said you served in the prison system, the worst camp in Florida. It's not about race. That is true depending on where you're at in certain places in the prison systems. Florida is one of those places where race might not be that big of a deal. Arkansas is kind of like that too. Race is a factor in Arkansas prison systems, but it's not like Cali. Like in Cali, race is a big deal in those prison systems. Like Texas to an extent too, but Cali, race is for sure a big deal.
The one-time protege of mentor Netanyahu is Naftali Bennett coming back to power. And if so, who is he? And what is his vision for the future? What is his vision for relations in the region and with Christians? Welcome to the Rosenberg Report. Good evening, and it's great to have you with us. So much going on in the Middle East right now, but we want to continue with part 2 of our exclusive interview with Naftali Bennett. As you heard last week, he's in. He is running. He announced it right here on this show, but I got to ask you first. Everybody wants to know.
Hey, what's the over or under Netanyahu wiping his nose, man, getting him up out of here, sending him to the gulag, having to restart the game? What's the over or under this guy makes it to the election, chat? I'm just going to ask. Nobody else is going to ask, man. What's the over or under this guy even making it to the election fucking with Netanyahu, man?
You're running. You're running in 26, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I am. I'm running, and my intent is to win. Become Israel's next prime minister, unite Israel, and then bring in the best era Israel has ever seen of growth, of security, and of unity,
Hey, I'm surprised he out here talking like this, chat. I wouldn't be surprised if a fucking airstrike just came through, man. He outside talking like this about Netanyahu, man. Man, y'all seen how they was doing them reporters? You know they want to airstrike him right now. They about ready to hit his ass with an airstrike.
It's going to be an Israeli renaissance.
So we're kind of watching to see, people, evangelicals are starting to wonder, so who is this guy? We've heard of him before, we saw him before, but now that he is running, and now that the latest polling, some of it shows that Naftali Bennett could in fact put together a coalition to be the next prime minister of Israel. And, will that hold till the fall? All that's unknown right now. But in many ways, Naftali Bennett himself is unknown to most evangelicals, right? Evangelicals have known and appreciated Benjamin Netanyahu for 30 years because Netanyahu is...
And if Netanyahu lose, he fuck around and go to jail, chat. He got the ICC warrant and he has his own corruption trial inside of Israel going. If Netanyahu lose, chat, he fuck around and go to jail.
Been actively courting
Good night,
and
guess
cultivating
who?
these relationships at the top with senior evangelical leaders in the United States and around the world, but also with grassroots evangelicals and other Christians. And Naftali Bennett is a little bit more of he's the newcomer in many ways. He was the former defense minister of Israel. He was the former education minister. He's got a lot of experience. He's also an entrepreneur who started and sold a company. Obviously, he's an experienced cabinet minister. He was the prime minister. And he, back in the day, he was not only a combat soldier, but he was in Israel's most elite combat unit, a secretive unit, top secret unit called Sayeret Matkal. Interestingly enough, that's the exact same unit decades before that Bibi Netanyahu had served in as well. And so...
Oh, so Netanyahu a real hitter. He's special forces, him and this guy, bro. Chad, I didn't know Netanyahu was special forces, man, getting busy like that, Chad. Let me find out, man.
He's an interesting guy. Now, the Rosenberg Report does not take a position. Do we support Bennett? Do we support Netanyahu? No. Our goal is to help you understand who these men are and others across the Israeli spectrum, political leaders, religious leaders, business leaders.
At this point, Chad, if they let him make it to the election, bro, I think it's an illusion of choice, man. At this point, it's probably an illusion of choice, man, if they let this man make it to the election, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. They blowing everything else up.
All kinds of leaders at the grassroots and at the highest levels. So that's our goal here. We're not promoting Bennett. We've asked multiple times for interviews with the Prime Minister Netanyahu and hope to get one soon. Why don't we be praying for that as well? But let's pick up with our interview.
That man said he's praying for a Netanyahu interview. Crazy.
that we started last week and continue the rest of our exclusive interview with once and possibly future Prime Minister of Israel, Naftali Bennett. You talk about people coming here. Let's take a moment as an aside, but it's important to our audience, evangelicals. You and I have talked about your outreach to evangelicals over the last several years. In addition to speaking at events that I've planned, you spoke at Liberty University, the largest evangelical university in the world, got a huge set of standing ovations. And we've also talked about the need, I think it's a need, for an ambassador to the Christian world. Given that there are not many friends of Israel in this dark moment, we'll talk about that as well. What do you want from the evangelicals and from...
You said, how is his hat on? I don't know, Chad. Every time I think of see those hats, man, I think of like cradle cap. You know, like when you were a baby, I always think of that term.
Christians more broadly, and what do you want to do as Prime Minister that might be different from what's been done in the past?
Well, I want to embrace our friends. I want to embrace the people that you represent. I will appoint an ambassador to the evangelical world because it's our friends. You want to embrace our strongest friends, our best friends. That's what you want to do. I would also ensure that we all respect the rights and dignity of all Christians, and by the way, of all faiths. Israel is a democracy, a liberal democracy, which respects the freedom of religion for everyone. And yes, we're a Jewish state. You know my political opinions on the land of Israel. I'm vehemently against giving up even 1 centimeter of our land to our enemies. Never. I'm tough on that, but I see a very advanced and modern vision for Israel and embracing our best friends.
Let's talk about you're the only religious Jewish kippah-wearing, kosher Prime Minister in the history of modern Israel. I mean, that is really an extraordinary thing. And I'm fascinated with how tough you've been on the religious Jewish, especially ultra-Orthodox, who are saying, I will absolutely not serve in the military. I won't send my sons. I won't do it. We're not going to, you can't make us. And you have to give us billions of dollars.
Yeah, Chad, I bet Netanyahu over there steamrolling out his ears right now. I bet Netanyahu mad as a motherfucker at this interview, man. Chad, hit the like button, Chad. Double tap that screen. We're 25 likes away from the next like goal. We're also 15 subscribers away from the next sub goal. Be sure to subscribe to the channel.
To fund our world. I'm not sure there are people that are tougher on this than you. You've served in elite military units here. So why? What is your message to the ultra-Orthodox? And you've also come up with a policy that you've described where you're going to take that money away. So why are you being so tough on them? And what is your vision for the future?
We need soldiers. My son, Yoni, is a soldier in the same commando unit that I fought. He's a fighter.
And fighting against Hezbollah?
Right now he's training younger kids.
Okay.
We need fighters. And
by the way, my son's 3 of them.
I know, man.
They've served.
Well done.
Yeah. And they're serving now
amazing.
in combat.
And you should be a proud Israeli.
I am.
The Jewish, the Torah, and I'm a man of faith. I believe in our faith. The Torah teaches us that the epitome of Judaism is fighting for your nation. Joshua was a fighter. Abraham was a fighter. Gideon was a fighter. King David was a fighter. Never in the history of Israel was there ever an idea where when enemies are coming over, you don't fight, but you go learn Torah. That doesn't make sense. It's never been. So I learned Torah. Every Shabbat I learn Torah. I love the Torah, but you have to fight for Israel and you have to go out and work.
So your point is not but, it's I love the Torah and therefore.
All right, chat, let's do a live poll, man. Who do y'all got in this next election, Netanyahu or Bennett? Who do y'all got in this next election, chat, Netanyahu or Bennett?
Like therefore,
exactly.
We have to defend our people.
A Jew, an Israeli Jew, is not complete if he does not serve his country in the military.
Wow. Now, you've taken that principle and now you've turned it into a policy for reservists and for people serving in the military. So what is that? Because I think that's interesting, not because American evangelicals are going to benefit from this, but I just think we're trying to get an insight into who you are, especially as you're rising in the polls. Right now, there's certain polls that are showing you that you would be the next prime minister, so we'll see. We don't take a position on this, but at TBN. But, so what is it? What is your policy? What do you want to do to take all those billions of dollars that are going to fund basically welfare for the ultra-Orthodox? You want to convert that into what?
So we have a crazy situation where a third of the Jewish babies born right now are ultra-Orthodox, which is fine, but they're taught...
Well, we're subsidizing it.
They're taught and educated not to work and not to serve. So we have this...
Get out my business, Sonny. And Tyler, you said you love the facts that veterans and ex-criminal streams chat are nearly identical.
Huge welfare state, an artificial welfare state that is only existing because of my taxes and everyone's taxes over here.
Which are high.
Very high. That's crazy. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to stop immediately all of the money that's funding this construction, and we're going to take that money
of building the ultra-Orthodox community at the expense of others.
Of not serving and not working. No more.
If they want to serve, then they can benefit.
You serve, you benefit. You work, you benefit. We will no longer fund people who don't go out and work.
Okay.
Over. Take those billions and billions of shekels and move them to those who serve, especially the fighters, especially the reservists. And
in what ways? Like in terms of they can use that money to do what?
Housing.
Yeah, there are also a couple representatives trying to extend VA benefits to some of these Americans that are fighting in the IDF. There's some 20-some-odd thousand Americans fighting in the IDF, and there are actual people in the United States trying to push forth legislation to give those 20,000 Americans fighting in the IDF VA benefits.
Child care, tax benefits.
Okay. Wow.
Not all VA benefits, but certain VA benefits.
Well, I think you're getting some attention.
I would call it in English the fair deal. It's only fair that if you serve, if you work,
you get a benefit as opposed to...
Why would you reward those who are dodging service and not working?
Yeah, I ain't with it either, Chad. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like, what the hell does that have to do with, America? Like, shit, man, they should pay out. They should have the benefits for you, man. The military you fought in should have the benefits for you, man. Straight up.
Choosing to not work. I'm talking about a 25-year-old or 30-year-old man who gets up in the morning and doesn't go to work, and we have to fund him. I'm talking about an 18-year-old, a healthy young man, the age of my son, that can go serve in the army, and instead he's not. Why should we fund that? It just doesn't make sense.
President Trump, if you become the next prime minister,
here we
you're
go.
Going to have at least 2 years with the president. What is your assessment
What's up,
of him?
Melissa?
What's your relationship with him? How would you want to work together over these next few years, and to do what?
I think President Trump has shown himself as a huge friend of Israel and the Jewish people, and as a leader with courage, and I'll tell you why. All presidents have always said we won't allow Iran to become nuclear, but their actions didn't support the words, and they allowed Iran to progress.
To the point where they had 11 nuclear bombs worth of highly enriched uranium just,
That's exactly right.
2 months ago.
So now, President Trump did not want this war.
Yeah.
He hoped that he could reach a deal by amassing force, creating leverage, and saying to Iran, look,
I'm doing all right, Melissa. Thank you for asking, chat. We're 25 likes away from the next like goal. I want to know why they did this interview next to the ocean. Like what's the purpose of doing the interview by the ocean?
You can have a deal where you dismantle your nuclear program. You have no right to have nuclear weapons, especially as a country who talks about genocide.
Yeah, the only country in the world, I think, that just says we're going to wipe it.
But if you don't, I'm going to have to go to war.
They didn't believe him.
And they didn't. He sent Jared, he sent Witkoff. They came in good faith, and sometimes at the beginning of negotiation, you see there's no deal. They called him up and said it's a non-starter, so he acted. So everyone attacking him, I don't understand it. They're attacking someone who delivered on his very promise to not allow Iran go nuclear. And that's exactly what it means. If you say Iran's not going nuclear, you have to do what he did. And he did it.
We have sound bites from him back to 1980, warning of the Iranian threat and of weakness in Washington and weakness in an American president. At that time, it was Jimmy Carter, not taking decisive action. And so he's been pretty consistent. Yes. But I think you're right. And I appreciate, both as an American and an Israeli, he doesn't have an itchy trigger finger. Like he gave the Iranians multiple opportunities to negotiate.
It's clear that President Trump hates war, but understands that acting now prevented a situation where later on we could not act, because Iran would have a shield of ballistic missiles and later on a nuclear shield. So he acted before they became immune.
Amazing. I think the last question I want to ask you is about what's going on in the United States, both on extreme left and extreme right, coming after not only Israel, but Jews, and trying to attack the Christians who love Israel and Jews, right? This is a firestorm, this building. So let's start with the left. Vice President Kamala Harris said that Israel was dragging President Trump and the United States into a war that we didn't need, that we didn't want. Senator Bernie Sanders not only added to that.
You'll have to send it to me in Discord, John. You have to send it to me in the Discord.
But he tried to persuade the United States Senate to cancel arms coming for us to defend ourselves in this war. And then, of course, you got Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens and Megyn Kelly. So left and right, what is going on, and what do we do about it?
Well, we're seeing lunacy in scale. Lunacy in scale. We're seeing just so many influencers with conspiracy theories, and the reality is that Israel is a democracy, is the best ally America can have.
And NATO's not helping.
Imagine for a moment we don't exist, okay? And you've got the Middle East festering with jihadists and Al-Qaeda type and ISIS and Hezbollah. We know what'll happen. They're going to hit the Twin Towers, 9/11.
You were in New York when that happened.
I was in Manhattan when it happened. I saw those buildings on fire. That's what happens when you say the Middle East isn't our problem, we don't care. So the radical Islamists will come to the big Satan, to Manhattan, to California, to America, but with nuclear ballistic missiles. And by having Israel, you do not need to send hundreds of thousands of boots on the ground, because we, Israelis, are 10 million boots on the ground, always here. Yeah. This aircraft carrier called Israel is not going anywhere. We're here to stay. We're not asking, and we never asked America to fight for us. We're fighting right now.
Karen comes through supporting the channel via Super Chat. Thank you, Karen. I hope you're having a great night and a great weekend. Thank you, Karen, for always showing up and supporting the channel.
In the air together, we can defend ourselves. We do need America to have our back.
No, John, I can't do it, because we have a certain way that we do things over here. And if you want me to look at a video and see if it'll make it into the curation of the show, we have a live topic suggestion box in the Discord. So, John, I'm just going to be honest with you. I make everybody else go through that live suggestion box, so your ass gonna have to go through it too. Sorry. It's what do they call that shit? It's a little structure around here. We got some structure around here. We try to, at least.
Here, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you because you talked about Tucker Carlson and Bernie Sanders, but there are so many good American patriots who love Israel, who stand for Israel, and through you, as their messenger.
Only one of them.
Yeah, well,
Small.
I want to say to all our friends out there, we cannot thank you enough. We appreciate it. You are our big brother, and every Israeli appreciates the courage and the generosity of the American people and of the American president.
I'm grateful to Naftali Bennett for spending time with us as he's opening up his campaign. And I want to be Netanyahu's chief of staff years ago. Why? Because Bennett, in many ways, represents the way Netanyahu thinks of the future of the political spectrum here in Israel. Bennett is significantly younger than Netanyahu, about 20 years younger or so. And so he really represents the future. He is a right-winger. Bibi's a right-winger. They have very similar outlooks politically, ideologically, but there's a lot of difference in tone and style. So Bennett is positioning himself as, I'm religious, but I am not with the ultra-Orthodox. Bibi is not religious, but he's doing all these giveaways to the ultra-Orthodox. Bennett is saying, I served in an elite military unit, and I expect every Israeli, able-bodied Israelis, to serve in the military also. Netanyahu is saying, I served in the military, but I don't expect everybody to serve in the military, and I'm not going to push hard to require ultra-Orthodox to serve in the military. And in a country that served for 2.5 years in war, right, and where many Israeli soldiers are exhausted by this war, Bennett is making a very strategic play to appeal to people who feel that Netanyahu has sold them out. Obviously, Netanyahu does not see it that way, and this is a clash of values. It's a clash of vision, and it's going to be on full display as we go forward. Last point I want to make, and that is that Netanyahu is saying that he's going to not only win this war against Iran and Hezbollah and Hamas. It's been hard, it's been messy, but he's winning it, and he's going to finish the job, and then he's going to expand peace throughout the region. Bennett didn't directly say that he could do a better job at making peace than Netanyahu, but that was implicit. Not only in this conversation, but other conversations I've had with him. Bennett is saying, look, Bibi served his time. He did good things. He did some not so good things, but it's time for change. It's time for a new direction internally, domestic policy, but also Israel's foreign policy and Israel's image in the region. Bennett focused.
All right, chat. That's enough, man. We got the landscape between Bennett and Netanyahu. We'll see how this shit unfolds. Alex Jones and his team went through the UFO files. We'll see what they're talking about right quick.
Be ahead of it. So what's coming in relation to the UFO file and the threats that they've been dangling out there when they were rolling out threats during this whole period?
Chat, hit the like button, chat. We're 25 likes away from the next like goal. I need everyone to double tap their screen.
During COVID.
Oh, and if you're a first timer, put first timer in the chat and my mod to be sure to show you some love.
When people were locked into their homes and had to be on the internet or watching TV, whatever it was, they started to roll out all of this TTSA junk with the UFO threat thing through Fox and all the rest of it, showing the Tic Tac, which was highly questionable in terms of UFO footage, in my opinion, by a long shot, and also had been around since 2007. It had already been floated on YouTube in 2007. So they're not even good releases. They just expect, as Alan Dulles did back in the CIA days, saying, don't worry, the American public doesn't read. Well,
welcome in, Rodney. Welcome in, Glenn. Welcome in, Sox player. James Barber says, mods, can you ban me? I'll do you one better, James. You just got banned by the big dog. Get your ass out of here, James, asking for a ban. Asking you shall receive, man.
some of us do, and we know how to study this thing.
Welcome
the
in, Never
is
Ending.
being behind the curve, because when you're in the soup, like with COVID, then you're really in it. And I would say the missing scientists are the canary in the coal mine around the UFO subject, just like the missing and dead holistic doctors were the canary in the coal mine around the COVID op. And once you're in it, forget it. There's all kinds of things that are taking place. There's lockdowns, you know, there's things you can't do. You're closing restaurants. There are all sorts of things that
tribe have to say. It's all the same story over and over again. It's all not just in the book of Enoch that was pulled out of the Bible and found in the Dead Sea Scrolls to be real, but it's in Ezekiel. It's in Genesis. It's everywhere. And it's just cut and dry. But the Christian pastors are like, oh, the whole Bible's literal until it's giant flying saucers landing and floating platforms with creatures with
Yeah, I do got to do a mod appreciation day. Good night, Marianne. I'm glad you rocked out with us. We'll see you on the next one, plug. But yeah, I do got to do a mod appreciation day. I got to do something. Get y'all ass a gift card or something, man. Damn.
You know, blue crystal bubbles over their head, and you know it's all described and telling them about all this. And God says that He's marooned these bad things here, and you got to watch out for them. And then you go read about the Anunnaki, and you go read about all the other ancient civilizations saying the same story. So to me, that's what's hardcore. So Daniel List, a lot to unpack here.
Alex Jones, for the most part, he's exclusively on X, I believe. He has, as a matter of fact, he has it at the bottom. He has a ticker. It says X and Rumble. It's looking like X and Rumble.
Great to have you since we talked 24 hours ago. What do we know now?
What's up, Free to Think?
Fantastic to be here, Alex. And I'll tell you this, you're right on the money with this, because what's going on is they released stuff that basically is the dividing line between people who knew anything about the UFO file and people who knew nothing about it. And the people who knew nothing about it thought it was a release. But in fact, it is very, very dominated by stuff that's already been in the public domain. The videos they released some of them were provably false, and they did that on purpose. They're leaving this wide open, but they were able to create the buzz while not actually giving the public anything discernible in the way of real links back to the past. What I noticed was a big emphasis in there was this Apollo 17, the sightings that they had on Apollo 17, and I put up some posts that we'll look at later. But the deal is this. Immediately after that, Jared Isaacman came out and started talking about how the last time we were on the moon was Apollo 17. So the coordinating here with NASA.
Didn't we just go back to the moon, chat, or was getting ready to go to the moon?
NASA, of course, holds the largest bag, the entire tranche of the UFO file images from the satellites and all the rest of it, along with the National Reconnaissance Office. That's not the stuff that we got to see in the releases that were going on there. And it's very interesting because one of the things that the Trump administration did is they took Victory Day from World War II, and they used that as the day for this non-UFO disclosure release day. But certainly that's, you know, again, attaching the war aspect to the UFO aspect is not good. When they did the Department of War and they said war.gov/UFO to get all the documents, that wasn't good. So, you know, there.
Oh, chat, they also saying that the aliens.gov website is supposed to be by immigration too. They said, so everybody was wondering why they got the aliens.gov and alien.gov web domains. They're saying that shit's about to be for immigration. I'm gonna be honest with you.
They're attaching this war idea to the alien file and to the UFO file aspect. That's where the UFO threat comes in, the total opposite of real disclosure. Real disclosure would show that the CIA, the NRO, and the NGA have been holding back these files and manipulating them, moving them through offices in the United States government so that the public could never get at them through normal journalistic inquiries and the types of things you would do, like FOIAs and all the rest of it. So we're in a very squeezed situation where Trump is trying to now retain that UFO file back under the executive branch, but is prevented from doing it because the hold of those agencies, especially the Central Intelligence Agency, is beyond. This is something many presidents realized once they got in the door. The CIA holds that power. And what do you do to get it back? You move in different ways to move the power back under executive control. In the case of the UFO file, you have another group working between the aerospace defense contractors and the Central Intelligence Agency. And we have to remember certain things, that there may be agencies that have been created out of the black budget that we, the public, don't know anything about. This is the core aspect, really, because we had the National Reconnaissance Office created in 1963, actually under the JFK administration. We didn't find out about it until 3 decades later. So the question is, what is the agency that's operating now that is managing the UFO file and this disclosure while preparing the public for this UFO threat? And we don't even know the name of the agency. Well, we need to get to who that agency is. And the way I've identified it is through the X-Protect group and the people and the sources in the background. The thing with X-Protect is you never get to see the members up front. You're not going to see them in front of a mic. No question about it. The Central Intelligence Agency was created right after the Roswell incident. You know, that should link those two together forever. And the thing is, the development over Roswell, you know, there were crashes that had happened earlier. In fact, Cape Girardeau, he had done, and I'll see if I can get the numbers.
I ain't gonna lie, Chad. That's enough of that, man. They ain't talking about shit. I ain't gonna lie. They ain't talking about shit.
Many Christians believe the stones are demonic, calling them the 10 Commandments of the Antichrist.
What I've heard is these monuments were put here by maybe the Illuminati.
This is part of the New World Order.
They had a car drive right by it. No suspect.
All right, chat. This episode is about the Georgia Guidestones, man. This is Terror Ted Tales. I forgot who recommended this channel to me. Oh, that was on a different platform. I was live streaming on a different platform and they recommended this guy's channel. So let's check them out. JD sends support through the channel via Super Chat. Thank you, JD, for supporting the channel via Super Chat, man. I hope you having a great weekend, plug. We are the Weekenders, man. Thank you, JD. Y'all get JD some likes on that Super Chat. Let's see, chat, how many of y'all know about the Georgia Guidestones? Thank you for subscribing too, JD. How many of y'all know about the Georgia Guidestones? I've heard about them, but I don't know much about them.
Thanks.
Someone just messaged me. He's holding where the Guidestones are right now.
It's not that I don't know, but I can't tell you. I said too much as it is.
Yo, what's good? We're back with another one.
79, a mysterious stranger appeared in the sleepy town of Elberton, Georgia, a city that claims the title, the granite capital of the world. The man referred to himself as R.C. Christian. He claimed to represent a small group of concerned Americans who desired to erect a monument for the benefit of mankind. Written upon the granite structure are what are sometimes called the 10 Commandments of the New Age. Some believe they hold a sinister meaning.
I've seen published tracts.
I'm gonna make the Arkansas Guidestones, chat. That's what I'm finna drop, the Arkansas Guidestones. Get money, keep it real, and mind your business. That's gonna be the Arkansas Guidestones, chat. Get money, keep it real, mind your business, man. Straight up. Arkansas Guidestones coming soon, bro.
Saying that those 10 guides are the 10 Commandments of the Antichrist.
The most disturbing is the first, to maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. With the world's population at well over 7 billion people, that would mean that many would have to die.
What is he advocating doing? Killing everybody else in the world?
Chat, I'm not gonna lie. If I drop those Arkansas Guidestones and it says get money, keep it real, and mind your business, somebody's gonna come along one day, chat. I mean, years from now, 50, 100 years from now, and think that shit is so profound. Like, damn, that nigga had it figured out. Get money, keep it real, and mind your fucking business. This boy Plug Station was a genius, nigga. Damn. That nigga was cooking back then, wasn't he, chat?
And they interpret that as meaning favoring abortion and or genocide.
It's the only way to get us down to 500 million people is, of course, the extinction of millions upon millions, billions of innocent people.
I thought it was just a shit version of Stonehenge.
Nah, bro. It's the New World Order.
So, what did they say? Maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature.
Guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity.
Unite humanity with a living new language.
Rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason.
Protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts.
Let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court.
Avoid petty laws and useless officials.
Balance personal rights with social duties.
Prize truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite.
Be not a cancer on the earth. Leave room for nature. Leave room for nature.
Now, some of them seem kind of obvious, but there's really one, the first one, that has gotten people riled up, let's say, and that is maintain the global population.
What's up, hated by many?
500 million.
That always struck me as kind of a weird thing, because...
So, chat, when was the last time the global population was 500 million? Let's look that up. When was the 500 million? Is that what they said, chat? 500 million in 1500. They said the global population reached approximately 500 million by the year 1500. Oh yeah, they trying to take us back to the 1500s with it, chat. They trying to take us back to the 1500s with it, man.
You know what happened?
You talking about before my time? Damn, Sonny, I know it was before my time. Hell.
Happens with the other 7/8 of the population.
It is against the word of God. This is
hell before all of our time. Hell, it was the 1500s, man. It was before all of our time.
Part of the New World Order.
It was written in all of these different languages, so whoever found it could use it as like a Rosetta Stone.
They're going to guide, like China's one-child policy, reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. That's a nice way of saying eugenics.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
I told you, bro. It was the Illuminati.
Since 1980, when the monument was first revealed, clouds of suspicion have lingered over the Georgia Guidestones and those who built it. Conspiracy theories abound, along with accusations of genocide, globalism, and a New World Order agenda.
Does it create sort of a dark cloud over Elberton?
The short answer is yes.
A lot of people have used the word scared to describe their feeling when they come out here.
Somebody would say, well, they're going to have a sacrifice and they're going to have one of your cows up there.
We heard that some witches have been out here.
Yet despite the...
Hey, man, that's probably the most Georgia fucking person they could have picked for the interview. We heard there were some witches out there. Hey, they went and picked the most Georgia motherfucker they could find, didn't they, chat?
The ominous overtones, the defenders of the Guidestones argue that R.C. Christian had no sinister intention when he designed the monument. But who was this mysterious figure? And what was his true intention? A stone plaque written by the author tells us that the name R.C. Christian was just a pseudonym.
It's weird they didn't take credit for it.
Told you, bro. It's because they built it for the Illuminati.
Christian wanted Fendley's company to help build a stone monument that would, quote, function as a compass, a calendar, a clock, and should be capable of withstanding catastrophic events. Now, Christian also admitted to Fendley that his name, R.C. Christian, was actually a pseudonym that he was using because he represented a, quote, group of loyal Americans that wanted to remain anonymous. He also mentioned this anonymous group had been planning the construction of these stones for 20 years. Now, Fendley, like any normal person, thought this was a prank, and so to get rid of R.C. Christian, he quoted him a ridiculous price that was magnitudes higher than they had ever charged for anything. And to his surprise, without a second thought, R.C. Christian accepted the quote. R.C. Christian left town on a private plane while also scoping out locations for the stone monument. And a few days later, when he returned, he had a briefcase full of cash, a scale model of the finished monument, and 10 pages of specifications. Still feeling like something weird was going on, Martin insisted that they could only do the project if they did things by the book, requiring R.C. Christian's actual identity, along with proof that he actually had the financial resources to fund the project. And Christian agreed on one condition, that both Fendley and Martin take an oath to keep the identities of him and the group he represents a complete secret. And after the project was completed, all documentation must be destroyed.
This guy really didn't want to get found out.
It was built by Freemasons, bro.
Joe Fendley was a high-ranking Mason. Many people believe the Guidestones to be Masonic. Did you see any connection there?
Damn.
That's a harder question to answer because
chat, hit the like button, man. Y'all should. I didn't know about this Ted Tales dude, man. His video is kind of interesting, chat. I'm not gonna lie. He's cooking with the video. Double tap the screen, chat. We're 18 likes away from 200. Double tap that screen. Let's get to 200 likes right quick. We're also trying to hit 48,000 subscribers.
There's two different ways to look at that question. From the point of view of Masonic technique, you know, what they would call in Mason's craft, yeah, I mean, it's stonework. So in terms of stonework, there's a long history of, Masons doing stonework. yes, the stonework is done probably by masons.
What I've heard is these monuments were put here by maybe the Illuminati, builder bearers, someone at spectrum in there where they want to basically control the world.
I've been told it's like the satanic 10 commandments. I've been told that it has all sorts of ties to a group called the Illuminatis. I've been told that there's another group that was founded in Germany in the late 1500s.
They're all Satanists, bro.
Not all stonemasons are Freemasons. Yo, what's good? We're trying to hit 250K.
Seances and other type, cultic type
What's
worship
up, OG?
services going on out there. So I've heard of them. I've not witnessed them. And one of the things in all the discussions I've had with members of this community and this church, people here are very reluctant to acknowledge that type thing exists.
I started getting letters from witches. I started getting a monthly magazine coming from the National Association of Witches. And, you know, and they were very far out, and they tried to take over the guide stones for a period of time.
This is hearsay. I heard some witches, we heard that some witches have been out here. And
we would see lights up there at night, and we would go check it out, and people would have thrown a rope across from one side to the other and climb up on there and light candles.
Y'all the birthplace of what, OG? Don't come in here talking and say that shit with the chest, OG. Y'all the birthplace of what, OG? Y'all the birthplace of what? The birthplace of what, OG?
What are you, just kids fucking around?
Nah, bro. They were doing sacrifices.
That slot is based on the design of pagan altars, and that's a drain hole. And I'm not going into detail. You can imagine what the theory behind that is.
One of the ministers there in Elberton even said that he expected them to actually, you know, kill somebody up there one day. And just that.
I know, Lala, he been saying Georgia's the birthplace. I'm trying to figure out the birthplace for what, nigga? That's what I'm asking, OG. The birthplace for what, man? The Illuminati? The Heritage Foundation? Freemasonry? The birthplace for what, OG?
Really, God thing is...
Man, Tony, Georgia was not the birthplace of America, nigga. Now, Tony, cut the shit. Georgia was not the birthplace of America, man. Chill out, bro. Them boats didn't land in Georgia, man.
Going and causing all kind of wild thoughts to come into people's minds.
I recall the old statues of the Incas and the Mayans in Central and South America where they performed human sacrifice centuries ago. Only later did the Stonehenge come to my mind. I figure as long as the monument sits here in Elbert County someday, that the people in Elbert County will have to face the fact that probably sacrifice will take place there.
I told you, bro.
I don't know, mate. This was in the height of the satanic panic.
Man, I do know, Tony, man, listen. Georgia is not the birthplace of America, man. They was all up DC, Philadelphia, all of that shit, man. They was all in Philly and shit, man. All on the East Coast and shit. Man, listen, they didn't have shit going on in Georgia at that time, man. Georgia was still just fields and Indians and shit, man.
The locals were pretty good at keeping his secret. He didn't want his real name put out. One thing I discovered early in the reporting was that he'd written a book. It was called Common Sense Renewed.
We wanted to look at Common Sense Renewed.
Yes. Okay, hold on just a minute. Let me grab that.
Do they have the book?
See, Jay, they don't like when I talk like that. Don't get me on that, Jay, because I cut this whole live into some indigenous black shit, man. Don't do that, Jay. We chilling tonight, Jay.
We keep it in the back.
Is there a reason?
Oh, yeah. For the longest time, they were out of print. And people would come in, can I see your Common Sense? And poof, they'd take off with it.
I'm a plain citizen. Some of these thoughts may offend. I have chosen to remain anonymous
in order to avoid debate and contention.
You said the birthplace of the Federal Reserve. That's where Jekyll Island is at? Yeah, Jekyll Island. Okay, so now I know what he's talking about. I read the book, The Mystery of Jekyll Island. That's all he had to say was the damn Federal Reserve. If he would have said the Federal Reserve, I would have been like, oh yeah, I'm with you, man. Jekyll Island, man. I didn't know that was in Georgia, but now I do know that was in Georgia. But I did read that book, The Mystery of Jekyll Island. And I didn't know the Titanic had a lot to do with that either, Chad. Have y'all looked into the Titanic having to do with the Federal Reserve and shit? It's crazy.
How ironic.
If you read it carefully, it's not for, this is what we're going to do to the world as it currently is. We're going to reduce population. This is for if there is something horrible that happens,
What's up,
like
Brad?
nuclear holocaust type thing, and there are just a few survivors, this is the way they restart society.
Yeah, but written by one man. Seems like something everyone should have a say in.
Yeah, bro. I'm probably not a white supremacist.
Wyatt Martin, who managed the money for the monument and kept his secret. Wyatt Martin has since died, but in the documentary, they persuaded him to go through some old files. And boom, there it is, a letter from R.C. Christian with an address that took them to Fort Dodge, Iowa, to a doctor named Herbert H. Kirsten. 3 details pointed to the identity behind the pseudonym. The age matched, the address matched, and the language around population control was almost the same. And in the documentary, they spoke to people who claim they knew Kirsten, and they said that...
What? Somebody's saying it wasn't the Titanic. It was one of them boats. I'm pretty sure that it was the Titanic. But they said the people that opposed, there were people that opposed the Federal Reserve. Like, it was a group that were trying to establish the Federal Reserve. There were people that opposed the Federal Reserve, and the people that opposed the Federal Reserve just so happenly died on that ship. And after that, that's when the Federal Reserve was put into place. That's why a lot of people say, yeah, I do think it was the Titanic, Lala. I do think it was the Titanic. But yeah, it was supposed to be like 3 people, I believe, that opposed the Federal Reserve, and they all passed away on that trip.
he used to brag about his relationship with William Shockley, a prominent yet controversial advocate for eugenics. And in 1992, Herbert Kirsten wrote a letter to the editor voicing his support for the infamous Klansman and white supremacist David Duke.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, bro. That's why they blew it up.
A monument considered by some conservative Christians to be satanic was badly damaged by an explosive device. One of the 4 granite panels on the Georgia Guidestones monument was reduced to rubble. The attraction was built in 1980 from local granite and commissioned under the name R.C. Christian. The 19-foot-high panels bear a 10-part message in 8 languages with guidance for living an age of reason. The so-called American Stonehenge also serves as a sundial and astronomical calendar. The bombing is under investigation.
Did they find out who blew it up?
Yeah, Jay, I came from some prepper communities, and that was a big deal. That was one of the books that we actually read in a prepper community that I was in. The Mystery of Jekyll Island.
Nah, bro. They covered it up.
The Georgia Guidestones, people are like, well, let's blow.
No suspects. I find that really peculiar. There's supposed to be that fairy time capsule.
Yeah.
Allegedly dug it up and there was nothing there. I find that interesting. Here's the most bizarre thing of this whole thing. This is a bomb on the United States ground, and they leveled it the next day, and I'm like, less than 24 hours after, and I'm like, where's all the forensic teams coming in to try and like analyze the explosive evidence? They urgently removed all evidence of this, and that's the part that makes my little conspiracy wheels go, you know, where's the true investigation? Where's the FBI? Where's the ATF? Where's all the people out there taking swaths of everything, you know? And nothing since. I mean, how have they not found this person? Again, less than a day after that bomb went off, they razed it to the ground.
Yeah, that's sketchy as fuck.
I told you, bro. It was a cover-up.
He did reach out to me to try to get them removed. And it was, you know, unfortunate that they told me that it needed to be done immediately, like right now, immediately. And I was not able to put together enough resources to do that. And so in order for
Yeah, they told us at the beginning of the video, they said it was like a evil 10 commandments started off. Some of the shit was kind of common sense, but a lot of it was, eugenics and population control.
the GBI to finish their investigation. The county brought in some equipment that then pushed the remaining pieces over so that the GBI could finish doing what they needed to do.
Somebody said,
Officials said the remaining structure was unsafe. And by the end of the day, the rest of the stones were taken to an undisclosed location that supposedly only those involved knew about.
But effectively, it was a crime scene, and they cleared up the crime scene pretty quickly. Is that normal? Just in crime general?
Well, we didn't want, obviously we didn't want to leave them there because we knew that was just going to attract attention. We needed to get those pieces out of there as quickly as we could. That would have just brought more people up there to see it.
But instead of quieting the story, removing the guidestones only seemed to amplify it.
The more I learn about this Georgia Guidestone bombing, the weirder it gets.
Questions about timing, procedure, and transparency began to surface.
You should ask yourselves why they decided to bulldoze this site so quick without a thorough investigation.
This is so sketchy to me, y'all. Not to get all conspiracy theorists, but like...
Just tell us the truth and all will be well, right?
It was probably someone local, and the town helped cover it up.
There was loads of suspects, bro.
Let's start with the possible motives. Due to the parallels between Christianity and the 10 Commandments on the Guidestones, many Christians believe the stones are demonic, calling them the 10 Commandments of the Antichrist. In fact, approximately 2 months before the bombing, Candace Taylor, a candidate who's running for governor of Georgia, tweeted this: "I am the only candidate bold enough to stand up to the Luciferian cabal. Elect me governor of Georgia, and I will bring the satanic regime to its knees and demolish the Georgia Guidestones." Then, 3 hours after the stones were blown up, she tweeted this: "God is God all by himself. He can do anything he wants to do. That includes striking down satanic guidestones." But tweets alone are not an admission of guilt, because after all, if the stones were demolished before she was elected, then what else would she have to run on? Plus, she's not the only person who's outspoken about their hate for the Georgia Guidestones. Take this popular YouTuber, for example. On the surface, he might seem like a middle-aged man doing his best Alex Jones impersonation, but in reality, he's actually the author of a book called The Resistance Manifesto. And in 2012, he did an interview under the alias John Connor, a callback to the main character from the apocalyptic movie The Terminator, where he said this: "The Guidestones should be smashed into 1,000,000 pieces and then the rubble used for a construction project." He even released a video the day after the Guidestones were blown up, basically bashing them all together. But again, this doesn't make him guilty. In fact, the most likely explanation is that any person who knew about the Guidestones and was triggered by them could be a suspect.
Yeah, it could have been anyone.
The fuck they blow it up with?
But me, I gotta wonder, what if this time capsule was buried before the Guidestones were ever built? And what if the dates were left blank because the builders have no idea when the capsule was even buried? And if this capsule was buried before the construction, how long before? Years? Decades? Centuries? Or maybe the date was left blank because the monument was literally built to withstand catastrophic events, and maybe it was assumed that the only people who would ever dig up the time capsule in the first place was whatever life happened to still be here after the stones were gone, which I'm assuming was supposed to be after the apocalypse. What if whatever secret group erected these stones to begin with knows what's in the time capsule, and like the glass in front of the proverbial fire alarm, they broke it in case of emergency? Either way, when I see a mysterious post-apocalyptic time capsule to be opened on an undetermined date, I see a clear motive. However, according to the news, after the stones were demolished, they brought in an excavator to dig up the time capsule, if it exists, and after digging approximately 6 feet below where the monument once stood, what they found was more dirt. But let's be real, if they did in fact find a mysterious time capsule only meant to be opened after the demolition of a monument built to outlast the apocalypse, do you really think they'd tell us?
Of course they wouldn't, bro.
I don't know. I think it's more likely it was someone.
Can we put a mic on him real quick?
Sure. While they're doing that, when did somebody tell you what had happened then?
That morning, we had no idea nothing was going on. And I got a call while I was over there that somebody blowed up stones. So, that's the first I knew about it. I just don't know what happened to them, and I don't know why.
Have you seen the pieces, the remnants?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Where are they?
Can't tell you. It's not that I don't know, but I can't tell you. There's some things that they don't want people to go to messing with it.
Do you
he mean
ever
that
think
shit.
they should be put on display somewhere?
Oh, he mean that shit, chat. He mean that shit. He know exactly where they at. And over his dead body will you find out, chat. I know those kind of white men right there, man. I grew up with a few of them, man. They gonna hold their word, chat. I'm talking about through torture and trials and tribulations, man. You will not find out where those damn godstones at from that man over his fucking dead body, man. Listen to him.
Why?
Have you seen the pieces, the remnants?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Where are they?
Can't tell you. It's not that I don't know, but I can't tell you. There's some things that they don't want people to go to messing with it.
Do you ever think they should be put on display somewhere again? Maybe the museum?
Yeah, they're in a safe place right now.
Do you miss them? Like just not even
yes, I miss here. Every day I pass, I look up here. I do. Yeah. It's crazy that they're gone. But they gone. Okay? Let it go.
Yeah, he one of them guys, man. He'll step out on the porch and he'll say some shit like, over my dead body, and mean every word coming out of his mouth, chat. I'm talking about he gonna have the damn 12 gauge tucked under his arm like that, over my dead body.
Are you surprised it's been all these years and they haven't been able to put it on anybody? That doesn't shock you? Why doesn't that shock you?
They know what to do. That's not my field.
Do you think somebody in this town knows who might have done it? Who did it?
See, chat, he would be one of those people that will fuck with the Arkansas Godstones, chat. You see how he talking? That's how y'all need to be when it comes to these Arkansas Godstones I'm finna drop, man. Get money. What was it, chat? Get money, keep it real, and mind your fucking business. See, chat, that's what he's doing right here. He getting money because he helped destroy the shit and take it off. He keeping it real because he's telling everybody, hey, look, yes, I know where that shit at, and no, I'm not telling you. And he minding his business because he ain't asking too many fucking questions. That kind of guy will fuck with the Arkansas Godstones, man, I'm telling y'all.
I don't know. I'm just a little old country boy, and I dig in the dirt every day.
Is there anything we didn't ask you that you want to say?
I said too much as it is. You need this thing back.
That guy clearly knows who did it.
Yeah, right.
Messaged me on Facebook, and he's claiming he's holding where the guidestones are right now.
Knock, knock, knock. We have a whole little team with me. I have been all week been like, is this?
Chat. So nobody told me my ticker wasn't working? None of y'all was gonna tell me the damn ticker wasn't working, bruh? Nobody, chat. My shit just sitting here not moving, chat. It's stuck on Philadelphia and shit. Nobody was gonna tell me the ticker wasn't moving. Where the hell is the mods at?
Is this for real?
This is a real place.
Are you gonna show it to us?
Yeah, I'll give you a 10-cent tour.
We get a lot of stuff dumped here, and then we break it up into smaller pieces.
That's, yeah.
And then that's like nobody would really notice or thought about it.
Nobody called you to tell you?
No.
You have no idea who put them here.
In my head, they just come by here and then say, hey, can we dump these? Somebody said, yeah, and they dump it here. It's right here.
Okay. I see them with my eyes.
There they are.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the writing's over here, and there.
Oh shit, they found them.
They're here. Holy, oh my gosh. Can we?
Yeah, step all over, whatever you need to do.
When did you realize?
Damn, they found them. That's crazy. Wow.
They were here, and how did you realize?
A couple of weeks later, one of the guys just said, hey, you got the guidestones over there? I was like, where? And then we walked in and showed me. I was like, holy cow.
A few weeks later.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna be in like an airplane hangar. I was like, what's the one place where like they can be hidden?
Yeah.
I really wasn't expecting to be.
Chat, my mic is smoking, bruh. Do y'all see my microphone smoking? Chat, tell me y'all see this microphone smoking right here, bro. I don't know, bro.
Like,
We're right here in the middle of the granite shed from no place special or something. Yeah, they're here. I guess I never really threw them away or broke them up because they are a beautiful piece of artwork. It took a lot of time. Yeah, I feel like they need to be somewhere special instead of here.
It's pretty crazy they're just laying in the dirt now.
It's where they belong, bro.
The person or people who paid for these stones stayed anonymous, so no one knows if they were actually intending to troll conspiracy theorists.
No, the mic not high. You said my volume don't match the videos. Let me turn myself down. I did turn my mic volume up because somebody said they couldn't hear me. I was probably loud as hell. Let me turn it down.
Maybe they really were just hoping to create a modern Stonehenge, something that could be taken as a set of principles for the world.
Chat, I'm not gonna lie, that's legendary. That's legendary, man. I'm telling y'all, we gotta go back and clip that up, man. That's legendary, chat. No streamers making a mic smoke like that, chat. They not cooking like this, man. They ain't got to eat like that, man. Chat, come on, bro. Come on, bro. It's like that. It's like when you listen to your favorite rapper and then they say the headphones start smoking, chat. This is your favorite podcaster, your favorite streamer, man. Got the mic smoking in it. I'm telling you, chat, it's damn near like having the grill on, chat, like a smoker. It's like I got some damn a slab of ribs on the damn smokers in this motherfucker, chat. I'm trying to tell you, we at the barbecue, bro. This the hole in the wall.
World's population to follow as we recovered after an apocalypse. This might seem like a reasonable purchase, even altruistic from a certain perspective, if you're the sort of person who writes a story in your head that says, well, yes, I'll be dead in a nuclear fireball, but if civilization survives, perhaps someone will come across these, perhaps some language will have survived, perhaps I will have influenced the entire path of a civilization to come. I mean, it'd take a lot of money and a lot of ego, but then it was America in the 1980s, so perhaps we should just be surprised that there aren't more stones like this all over the place. Imagine a dozen different monuments, all with different rules, and all being followed by a different group of survivors. Maybe someday we will know the real reasons behind these stones, but...
All right, chat, we'll pick one more to watch, then I'm finna get up out of here, chat. We'll pick one more to watch, then I'm finna get up out of here. Which one y'all wanna watch, chat? The biggest conspiracies, fall of an empire, sneaking into Epstein's plane, the Truman Show. Y'all want to watch the Truman Show one? JD comes through supporting the channel via Super Chat, says, again, I appreciate your level of thinking. Subscribe, and we'll come back tomorrow to follow up on this video and your commentary. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Keep burning up that mic. Thank you, JD. We'll see you on the next one, man. We go live every single night around 10 p.m. Central Time. I just came on a little early tonight because I got some shit I got to do. But appreciate you, JD, for supporting the channel. Which one do y'all want to watch? Fall of an Empire or Truman Show? All right, let's watch the Truman Show.
The Truman Show is one of the most precise Gnostic allegories ever put to film.
A film that follows a man through a Freemasonic initiation ritual.
So Truman picks up the light, and you, of course...
Good night, Fitness Game, man. I hope to see you on the next one, Fitness Game. Power to the plugs, man. We'll see you on the next one.
You're not going to ever see this unless you pause it at the exact moment.
It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, the all-locking tunnel.
Is Lucifer the god of the Freemasons? Yes.
Why do you guys keep it a secret?
Yo, what's good? We're back with another one.
It's showtime.
Numerous award nominations, including 3 Academy Award nominations. On the surface...
Oh yeah, chat. This channel that we're watching is Terror Ted Tales. Y'all be sure to go give Terror Ted Tales a subscription, man.
It's a clever satire about reality television and media manipulation.
How many of y'all have actually watched The Truman Show? I've never actually watched The Truman Show. I've researched a lot about it, and the theories and, you know, the Reddit threads about it, but I've never actually watched it, chat. I've never watched it, ever, not once. Out of all of the hype and speculation, like, I've never watched that shit.
A man discovers his entire life has been a television show broadcast 24/7 to a global audience, that everyone he knows is an actor, and that he lives inside a massive dome controlled by a godlike.
Yeah, chat, I try to tell y'all, like, I really don't watch movies. Like, when we need to start having a movie night in Discord, chat. That's what we need to do. Well, we gonna start having a movie night at least twice a month in the Discord. Y'all with that? Having a movie night twice a month in Discord? Because a lot of these movies I haven't seen. I haven't seen a lot of, y'all know I was watching hood movies like Ghetto Stories and damn Paid in Full, South Central and Baby Boy. I was watching that kind of shit, man.
Producer. But what most viewers miss.
Oh, I seen Blade Runner. I seen all the Blade Runners. I have seen that, Gage. I seen all the Blade Runners.
And what scholars like Randall Verardi have documented in academic journals is that the
Yeah, Lala, we used to do movie nights, but we fell off from the movie nights, man. We got to get back to the movie nights in the Discord.
Truman Show is one of the most precise Gnostic allegories ever put to film. A nearly perfect cinematic translation of ancient Christian text discovered at Nag Hammadi that describe reality as a prison created by a false god, humanity as divine beings trapped in ignorance, and awakening as the dangerous process of seeing through the illusion and escaping toward true freedom.
I thought it was just a comedy film.
Nah, bro. It's about the Freemasons.
Gnosticism is an ancient belief system, one that is largely rejected by Christianity as heretical. In Gnostic cosmology, the material world isn't created by the true God. Instead, it's a prison created by a false deity called the Demiurge. According to this belief, the Demiurge traps divine souls in matter, keeping them ignorant through deception and control. He rules through beings called archons, described as gatekeepers and deceivers. Many people view this as an inversion of Christianity, essentially Luciferianism, one that makes the serpent the hero who brings knowledge against a false god. Freemasonry and the ancient mystery schools are built on Gnostic principles. They view Gnosticism as the
Hey, chat, y'all remember that night we watched that video of that, the white man? He was a 33rd degree Freemason and he came out and exposed all of that shit, man. Y'all remember that night we watched that? Shell was mad as a motherfucker we watched that in here. Y'all remember the OGs to the channel? Y'all remember we watched that? Man, hey, Shell was mad as a motherfucker, boy. I don't think Shell want to watch that.
The path to enlightenment. The entire structure of Masonic degrees is about ascending from ignorance to knowledge, from darkness to light, from the profane to the sacred, through gnosis, which means
What's
knowledge.
up, Leland?
In these traditions, the initiated few possess secret knowledge that the masses don't have. The uninitiated live in ignorance, controlled by false narratives and false gods. Only through initiation and the gaining of gnosis can one become enlightened and escape the prison of ordinary reality. And this is the teaching that the Truman Show hides in plain sight.
We accept the reality of the world with which we're presented. It's as simple as that.
I told you, bro. It's full of symbolism.
I'm gonna have to watch it again.
Truman, before he is quote-unquote enlightened, also represents the rough ashlar. That is what Freemasons call the uninitiated man, an unpolished stone. Truman begins unconscious, unaware, and asleep. He's raw material that will be refined. Freemasonry takes its core metaphor from literal stone masonry. The ancient stonemasons would take rough, uncut stone, the ashlar, and through careful work transform it into a perfect cube, a polished stone fit for building temples. This became the spiritual metaphor. The uninitiated human is rough, unrefined, chaotic. Through the process of initiation, through gaining secret knowledge and passing through degrees, the rough stone is carved, shaped, and polished into the perfect cube, the enlightened master. And who does the shaping? The architect, the master builder, the one who has the sacred knowledge of geometry and design.
Lala, you gonna have to get out my business, man. Lala, get out my business.
Gnostic terms, Truman is being guided by the grand architect of the universe, rather than Christoph, the one pretending to be the architect. That's one of the many reasons the G is so prominent in Freemasonic symbolism. Officially, Masons say the G stands for God, geometry, or the grand architect of the universe. But in higher degrees and esoteric interpretations, that same G is said to represent Gnosis, the generative principle, or the goat, otherwise known as the Baphomet. The G becomes a symbol with layers, different meanings for different levels of initiation. What you're told it means as an apprentice is not what it means to a 33rd degree Mason. Another symbol used in the Truman Show is one we have all become much too familiar with: the all-seeing eye, the eye of providence, the cameras, the moon control room, the eye that sees all and knows all. It's the eye of Horus from ancient Egypt. It's the third eye.
All right, chat, this is what we're going to do. We're going to watch the Truman Show in the Discord in the morning. What time y'all want to watch it, chat? Because I'm going to be in there, man. We're going to watch that bad boy in the morning, man. What time y'all want to watch the Truman Show, man? If y'all want to do a watch party, hang out with Plug and the Plug Nation, man, we're going to watch the Truman Show in the morning, man.
Eye of enlightenment, the pineal gland. It's the eye that looks at you through your phone's camera. And of course, what appears on the back of the dollar bill. Truman only achieves freedom when he looks directly into the camera, into the all-seeing eye, and then turns his back on it. He acknowledges the eye and then rejects its authority.
These are just interpretations.
Trust me, bro. They're right.
Sea Haven Island, the idyllic small town where Truman lives, is a cinematic representation of what Gnostics called the kenoma, the deficiency, the inferior material realm.
Hey, Gito, you ain't never lied. Gito said, I used to want to talk about this stuff with my girlfriend, but stuff like this scare the hoes. That's why I have to lie to women to keep them safe. Yeah, Gito, you gonna run off all the hoes talking like that, bro. Like you gonna be one of them niggas that blow everybody high. You know, like Gito hits the blunt. Y'all ever thought about how the Truman Show really exposed life? Everybody gonna be like, oh, god damn, here go this nigga Gito, man. Damn, y'all done got Gito high, man. Y'all, he tripping.
The prison of flesh and matter. On the surface, Sea Haven appears perfect. Friendly neighbors, white picket fences, 1950s American dream aesthetics, constant sunshine, literally controlled by Christoph. But beneath the perfect surface, it's entirely artificial, constructed, fake.
Hey, love you too, OG. You out of here tonight? Love you too, OG. I hope you have a good night if you headed out, man. Appreciate you for always showing up and supporting me, OG, and keeping me in line when I get a little out of line, man.
Every person is an actor. Every interaction is scripted. The sky itself is painted. The sun and moon are mechanical lights on tracks. Nothing is real. Nothing is authentic. Everything exists to keep Truman contained, comfortable, and ignorant. The Gnostic
Good night, Karen. I hope you have a good night, Karen. We'll see you on the next one.
Texts describe the material world in strikingly similar.
We are still the weekenders, too. I know some of y'all got to get up. Y'all got obligations, man. It's Mother's Day, and, you know, you got some things to do. I understand, man. We are still the weekenders, man. I hope every one of y'all have a great night and a great day tomorrow and an excellent start to your week on Monday.
Similar terms. As a simulacrum, an imitation of true reality. A cosmic stage set designed by the
No, I don't remember the show Ascension, but how many of y'all saw that series on Crackle? What's that series called on Crackle, man? Damn. I'm trying to look it up, chat. What the hell is that show, bro? They canceled it. No, it's not Startup. Sequester. Chosen. Have y'all ever seen Chosen, chat? That shit Chosen where that box show up at their door and then they gotta go unalive the people and then like the families was getting money and you get better weapons and shit. Hey, that shit was a little crazy, bro. Chosen, they should have ran another season of that shit. That shit was and they got actually a Reddit community around Chosen. Like they got a Reddit community around that series.
demiurge to keep divine souls trapped in ignorance while believing they're free, and that this limited existence is all there is. The Gospel of Philip states, "The world came about through a mistake. For he who created it wanted to create it imperishable and immortal. He fell short of attaining his desire." Sea Haven is exactly this, Christoph's attempt to create a perfect, imperishable world that falls short because it's fundamentally artificial, fundamentally limited, fundamentally a prison despite its pleasant appearance. Scholars have noted the parallel to Plato's cave. The 2022 Cannes Film Festival website explicitly described the film as a modern reflection of Plato's cave, which itself is a proto-Gnostic allegory about prisoners mistaking shadows for reality. But the Truman Show goes further than Plato by showing the creator of the cave, by naming him Christoph, false Christ.
I told you, bro. None of it's a coincidence.
I don't know, Ted. These are still just interpretations.
Christoph, the Christ consciousness of the Truman Show. So Christoph exists above the world. He's literally watching from the sky. He speaks from nowhere and everywhere. And his name, it wasn't chosen like that accidentally. His name means something really important. Christoph sounds like Christ of, a figure placed between God and humanity. He creates a world. He designs the sun. He plans the weather. And he plans the story. He decides what life looks like from above. I am the creator of a television show. That line, that genius line, defines his character. Creation framed as programming. Human life treated as content. Christoph believes he loves Truman. He calls his presence guidance. But that's just a false divinity. He's authority without any humility. And Truman's name, listen to Truman's name, true man. A real human awareness living inside a manufactured world. Christ consciousness doesn't dominate, it awakens you. It recognizes what's real. Christoph stays above, but Truman moves forward. The moment Truman sees the set for what it is, this godlike figure loses all of his power.
Maybe it's about spiritual enlightenment.
Trust me, bro. It's about the Freemasons.
The Truman Show was an occult story made by Freemasons about a Freemason's ascension into enlightenment. Follow me down this rabbit hole. A Truman's awakening begins when a star Sirius falls from the sky between two pillars. You have the dome, you have the staircase, the all-seeing eye, and the grand architect. Richard Luke Rothschild was a co-producer of The Truman Show, Freemason. Now this clip shows Truman finding Sirius between two pillars right here. This is Masonic Symbolism 101, the pillars, the staircase, Sirius, the morning star. The blazing star Sirius derives from Egyptian symbolism, which was the source of life and spiritual regeneration. This is when Truman's awakening begins. He receives enlightenment from Sirius and starts to question his reality. Truman represents the divine spark or a divine soul trapped in matter. Sylvia is the one that breaks all the rules in the Truman Show and helps him wake up. Another version of Morpheus in the Matrix, if you will. Tells Truman that his life is a staged television show, and then the producers remove her, and then she still helps him from the outside.
Did the light fixture actually say Sirius on it?
Yeah, bro. You can't say that's an interpretation.
In The Truman Show, there's a specific moment where Truman has that epiphany. So in that movie, Truman's walking down the road, and all of a sudden a light fixture falls out of the sky and crashes right in front of him. And he's like, it had really nothing to do with the light. The light was a symbol. It wasn't really supposed to be a light. It was supposed to be a light in his head. It's like that moment of aha, or something that makes him realize it's not real, right? So Truman picks up the light, and of course, you're not going to ever see this unless you pause it at the exact moment. It's called an Easter egg, and it's an Easter egg they put in for very specific people to see. And on this light, which is the light where Truman has that awakening moment, it says Sirius Canis Major. For that to be random, to me, is impossible. It's just strange because here I am, the thing that was a spark for me, was the Dogon with Sirius Canis Major. There's no other culture on Earth that talks about Sirius, besides Egypt, but that talks about the orbital tracks or anything. And at the same time, I want to point out that the Queen's Chamber of the Great Pyramid of Giza also points towards Sirius.
That's pretty crazy.
I've been trying to tell you, bro. It's every character in the film.
This is a classic example of how they tell you the truth in plain sight. Truman's best friend Marlin, who appears with alcohol every time Truman tries to question his reality. Going back to Gnosticism, the archons who control this world, the false gods, they use alcohol and other distractions to keep souls trapped in this reality. And we need to understand that Truman's journey to break through the dome is the journey from illusion all the way to reality. They also programmed Truman with fear of water after staging his father's death in drowning, so he would never journey across the water to get to the edge of the dome. This was created to keep him imprisoned.
I just updated the Discord link, Yeah, chat, the Discord link is on the community tab wall on the post. You go there, you click it, you'll be in the Discord. Tomorrow morning, we'll be in there watching the movie, man.
What he must do to escape is journey across the water to relinquish his greatest fear. Then had to sail into Kristoff's storm, experiencing the drowning he was programmed to fear, which is symbolic of death and rebirth.
The ending represents a Masonic initiation, bro.
I really need to watch the whole film again.
Before Masonic initiation, candidates are placed in a dark room to meditate on death. Truman's basement, where he pieces together clues in darkness, functions as this chamber. The initiate must undergo symbolic death, facing their greatest fear. Truman's programmed fear is water. His father's staged drowning was created to keep him in prison. And what must he do to escape? Sail into Kristoff's storm and experience the drowning he was programmed to fear, a symbolic death and rebirth. In esoteric symbolism, water represents consciousness itself. Truman is surrounded by water on all sides. Sea Haven is an island. He's literally surrounded by consciousness he's too afraid to enter. And when he emerges from the water after nearly drowning, he's been baptized into the ancient mystery school. He's been reborn through immersion in consciousness. He's drowned his old programmed self and emerged as someone who's seen through the illusion. After his baptism into the mystery schools, he ascends the Freemasonic staircase of enlightenment. There's 16 total steps, but they are reflected in the water below. As above, so below. And that makes it 32 steps, with his final step out of the door being the 33rd. He's officially been illuminated.
Fucking hell, it's pretty undeniable at this point.
Told you, bro. It's all about the initiation.
When Kristoff unleashes the storm trying to kill him, Truman literally lashes himself to the mast and screams, "You're gonna have to kill me." This is the soul's defiant refusal to submit to the demiurge's control. The moment when the fear of remaining imprisoned becomes greater than the fear of destruction in attempting escape. The film's climax finds Truman's boat striking the dome's painted wall. He touches the false sky, discovering it's physical, artificial. He finds stairs, a door marked exit. This is one of cinema's most perfect visual metaphors for the Gnostic teaching about escaping the demiurge's realm. The material world has a literal edge. Beyond it lies something else. And there's a door, an exit, a way out for those brave enough to find it and walk through. Kristoff makes his final appeal. "You can't leave, Truman. You belong here, with me. Talk to me. Say something." "Well, say something, goddammit. You're on television. You're live to the whole world." The demiurge demanding acknowledgement, demanding the soul recognize his authority, begging the escaping consciousness to stay in his control. And Truman's response is perfect. "In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night." He acknowledges Kristoff only to dismiss him, using his signature TV phrase one final time before stepping through the door into the unknown, into the real world, into liberation from the only reality he's ever known.
We should do the Matrix next.
We gotta do a deep dive on the Freemasons first, bro.
And why do you guys keep it a secret? Because people have to prove themselves, before they're able to go through that
Chat,
initiation,
hit the like
right?
button. Chat, everyone double tap the screen, hit the like button, chat. We got to get the likes up, man. We behind on the like goal, man. What we doing?
And, it's not something you just do on somebody. First of all, you wouldn't do that initiation rite on somebody. They could wildly misinterpret it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, you're symbolically killing the person.
With the handshake?
No.
Oh.
You symbolically kill them.
Pull this back a little bit.
Yeah, you symbolically kill them, and then if you do it right, they have an out-of-body experience. So at that point, they know that who they really are transcends the physical body. And then there's no more fear of death, which is why so many people who've gone through this have gone on to become great leaders, because they weren't afraid of speaking the truth and of doing things that could get them killed. Because worst case scenario, you die. But you still survive.
And this rite has been a part of Freemasons since the beginning?
Yeah. And
it's interesting the founding fathers are Freemasons.
Yeah, they all went through it.
They're the Illuminati, bro.
Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only.
The Illuminati, okay? Right. This has to do with, oh yeah, you have to be a Freemason to be there. All the presidents were Freemasons. But see, if you start exposing them, they'll go after you, they'll go after your family, they'll try to kill you because the government is part of it. It's not only civilians, the government is in cahoots with these people. Right. They're fleshly vessels, they are compartmentalized, they're like shattered. They shatter their brains, and it's just sort of like MK Ultra, right? They use MK Ultra to break the minds of people, and then they mold them the way that they want them to go. Wow. You know what I mean? Or satanic ritual. That all comes together with the Freemasons.
Whether or not you believe in the New World Order and this conspiracy among the global elite, it cannot be denied that there are millions of Freemasons around the world, many of them powerful and historically have been involved in criminal activity, corruption, and cover-ups.
They rule the world, right? Jim Carrey tried to warn people.
Ted, please, you're going to get us in trouble.
After the Truman Show, Jim Carrey didn't just talk about esoteric philosophy, he openly displayed it.
Einstein, you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is. I have no idea. You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know. We don't know. All the comics and show business don't know what this is. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, the all-locking tunnel. For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to distract you, to make you laugh, stuff like that, make you happy and docile, so you don't know what's really going on. Look at them trying to hit on it. It's hilarious. Hilarious. You know what they're trying to do? They're trying to turn us into, consumer drones. Sorry, I just got to get this. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jimmy. I was temporarily interrupted by my iPhone 6 Plus.
It's not surprising that the star of this Gnostic Masonic initiation film has spent decades publicly displaying occult hand gestures and discussing esoteric philosophy that aligns exactly with what's revealed in the movie. So what is the Truman Show really all about? On the surface, media satire about reality TV. Beneath that, a film that follows a man through a Freemasonic initiation ritual, containing layer upon layer of esoteric symbolism. Are these symbols meant to awaken, to deceive, to mock, to program?
It's social engineering, right?
Fair play to him for trying to expose them.
You guys have any Masonic friends?
I do.
Okay.
And he told me that if I wanted to be a Mason, all I'd have to say is I'd like to be invited. So for me, I was like, well, how big of a secret society is it if I just gotta ask?
He used a concealed camera. It was his iPhone in his shirt, and he documented 2 years. He had to hang out with them, go to dinners, hang out every week. For 5 years, he recorded it and exposed them. The higher you go, you unlock the secrets, you find out that it's Satan. Baphomet. This is his words, not mine. He said that they have upside down stars. They have the Jewish star on the walls. So look at the handshake. Boom, boom, boom. 3 this.
Lord my God. Lord my God.
They're not talking about our God. That's a Masonic Bible. That's not our Bible. He has to kiss their Bible. Dude, you're not worshiping Jesus Christ. The God that they're talking about isn't the God that we're all talking about.
They're all Satanists, bro.
Glad he managed to film them.
An undercover Catholic journalist has received death threats after posting a video which has since gone viral of the Freemason secret rituals. On November 16th, Kyle Clifton began posting a series of video clips he made while attending a highly secretive Masonic ritual. Filmed with a concealed camera, his footage documents the induction ceremony of a third-degree Master Mason, which is the highest degree of Freemasonry in the Blue Lodge, before members can choose to deepen their membership through more specific routes such as the Scottish Rite. One of his videos has been viewed more than 7 million times on X, formerly known as Twitter. Clifton told LifeSite News exclusively that he was 18 years old when he decided he wanted to expose Freemasonry because he believed it to be influential in much of the evil in the world. He explained that as a young man, he was asking questions such as, why is the world the way it is? Why is there so much degeneracy in the world? Who's pushing all this propaganda? And the more he researched, quote, it was like everyone was pointing to the Freemason.
Or the government.
They are Masons, bro.
Is Lucifer the god of the Freemasons? Yes. To join Freemasonry, you have to be invited. You can't just join it. And the general sort of understanding is that this is going to be very good for business, for social interaction, for your career.
So they allow you to worship like Jehovah or Yahweh?
You can worship any god you want, but that's the only qualification. Because they're going to convert whoever they are over to worshiping the great architect of the universe, Hail El, Satan. AI has the same destination whether you're doing it for good or evil. So it's like good magic and black magic.
Do these people know that they're advancing a system that has been prophesied as having to happen for the rise of the Antichrist, or do they not?
The fallen angels continue to tell their offspring, their descendants of their offspring, that they can still win.
Is there a hierarchy for these things like Illuminati, Freemasons?
The fairy tale concept goes back many years for when they're ready to reveal things that we would accept that more easily, and they can tell us that they told us. We just didn't understand.
I told you AI was evil, bro.
Come on, Ted, I don't think AI is part of biblical prophecy.
Trust me, bro. It was made for deception.
How can we ever know the truth when the lens we look through is tainted by a corrupted habitus, tainted by all the models and distractions that we don't even acknowledge? If we can't comprehend true reality, we no longer know what truth is. We don't have a grasp on what our values really are. And it's this flattening of our values, of our society, of our culture that dampens our outrage and emotion. Everything becomes muted by our postmodern reality. In The Truman Show, Truman's deserved outrage at the cage he has been trapped in is never tapped into. He's never angry, instead he's always left in a state of confusion and distraction. He's meant to feel crazy by searching for the truth. This is because for the show to be successful, it relies on Truman and his belief in the society around him. If he starts questioning this, then society goes down with him. So society has to prevent him from questioning the habitus he is surrounded by. And are we any different? Is this why we live in a culture without soul or value? Where everything we think and do is shrink down by reductionism, where the phenomena of nature.
Chat, everyone hit the like button, man. We're 13 likes away from 250. Let's get to 250 likes right quick, chat. Double tap that screen.
Personality, the essence of life, is just reduced to statistics and banal labels. But our world is being reduced to nothing more than a banal, monotonous cage, numbing us into this bored, flaccid, apathetic state, which is what The Truman Show tries to show us.
You hit the nail on the head.
It's only gonna get worse with AI slop, bro.
Throughout the entire film, we're not just watching Truman. We're watching...
See, I told y'all, chat, when I said it, y'all thought I was crazy when I told y'all they trying to use AI to usher in the Antichrist. Y'all thought I was damn crazy. Now these folks saying it too.
The people who have watched him since birth. They know him better than they know their own family members. And they never question if this is right. They're complicit, they're entertained, they're addicted. And after he finally walks through the door, the only question they ask is...
What else is on?
Yeah, let's see what else.
There's a TV guy.
They don't question their own reality. They don't wonder if they're also being watched, controlled, manipulated. They don't examine their own lives. They just flip the channel. The film is holding up a mirror to us. We are those people in the bar. We are the audience consuming, watching, staying entertained while people's lives are controlled and commodified. We are the ones who witness truth and immediately look for the next distraction. The film was released in 1998, before smartphones, before Instagram, before TikTok, before Black Mirror, and it predicted exactly where we'd end up. A society of watchers, complicit in surveillance culture.
It's the law of revelation, bro. But we'll have to save that for next time.
Man, I think the Antichrist is going to be AI. I think they'll use body doubles, AI-generated images, and maybe even a humanoid to portray it. I don't think there's gonna be like the birth of the Antichrist. I think they're gonna use AI and body doubles and maybe a humanoid robot to push the initiative forward.
But first, we got an announcement. Our new merch is ready, and everything's back in stock.
Because at the end of the day, they're trying to force fulfill this prophecy. Like all of this shit that we're talking about and we're going over, discussing, and seeing, there are people that's trying to force fulfill these prophecies. And I believe AI is going to be a big factor in force fulfilling prophecy. Nah, I'm finna get off loud. I got some shit I gotta do. I'm finna talk for a minute though. I'm gonna hang out with y'all, but nah, we not gonna watch another video. What's up, Michael? Yeah, man, I like this guy's channel. I don't like the little mummy and the little whatever. It's kind of creepy, but I get it. I get the concept. But I like the video. These two videos are pretty cool. These proof videos were pretty cool. I guess I could subscribe to this channel, huh? On the backup page. Guess I'll subscribe. Mm-hmm. I always do, la la. I ain't finna do too much now. Shit. Chad, I'm probably finna go grab something to eat. And it's over with, man. Grab something to eat and it's over with. You said, why do I like the channel? He said nothing in that video. He had no evidence. At one point, his source was literally trust me, bro. The trust me, bro, was a damn play on words. I like the video because it's an opinion, it's a breakdown, and but the trust me, bro part, if that's what grabbed you, you missed the whole fucking joke. Damn, bro, loosen up a little bit. You're a little too dense, man. If the trust me, bro, is what got you, you missed the whole fucking joke. You missed the whole fucking joke. Yeah, that's crazy. That's wild. He missed the whole joke. But yeah, Chad, I hope everybody has a good Mother's Day tomorrow. Iran threatens the global payment systems. Oh yeah, they were talking about cutting the cables, the underwater cables, and those underwater cables do finalize transactions in the banking system. I believe 90% of those GCC countries rely on those underground cables, while Iran only relies on about 40% of them because they have the above ground cables going through Turkey. So Iran would not be cut off as much as the GCC would. Putin and Zelensky ready to beat. I don't think that they will meet actually. I don't think Putin and Zelensky will actually sit down, but Putin is claiming victory. I mean, not really claiming victory for that, but he's ready to end the war. So if he's ready to end the war, saying that he sees this special military operation coming to an end, he's probably ready to claim victory. What else? Obama linking with Mark Carney. I spoke about that. Obama's trying to salvage that relationship. The Chinese EVs probably have a big thing to do with it as well. What else happened? Oh yeah, I told Steve he not my fucking handler, so he can stop pushing the issue on my content creations, how I curate the show. What else happened? Oh, we are gonna watch that movie in the morning too, chat. We're gonna watch that movie in the morning. I wonder, is Trump meeting with President Xi now? Or have they already done that? I think they're preparing for it. I don't think it's happened yet. But they said Nvidia, Exxon and all of those CEOs are going over there with Trump. I think they sent like 4 cargo planes last week to prepare for the meeting. You're dumb not to embrace AI. It is the next huge thing. Anybody who's done not embrace it is gonna get left behind. Half you motherfuckers don't even know what to do with AI. Talking about embracing AI, don't even know what's going on. I'm just gonna be honest with you, Chad. Because I don't. I'm just gonna be honest with you, Chad. I tried to play with Claude. I tried to get in there and do it. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck going on. So I'm assuming y'all don't either, nigga. Honestly. But yeah, I do think AI is gonna fuck us over, man. Yeah, AI is gonna fuck us over in the end, bro. AI is gonna fuck us over, bro. That's what I'm saying, Gage. You said no AI company has turned a profit. Many are going bankrupt, but it's still the circle jerk of money. Have you wondered why they don't care that if AI turns a profit? Because that shit's not going to matter anymore. Once mass surveillance comes, the police state comes. What did the guy from China say? The punishment was swift. Once that shit comes to America, all of that shit's not going to matter. They don't give a fuck if it's turning a profit or not, man. Deal done. American people enslaved. Who the fuck is you calling an idiot? The Discord is on the community tab wall. Just go to my post and the Discord is the last thing. I just posted it about 20 minutes ago. I mean, we could say that I'm gaslighting about the police state, but I mean, listen to these people. Have you ever listened to Larry Ellison? Have you ever listened to Peter Thiel? Have you ever listened to these people that are controlling these companies and pushing this shit forward? Have you listened to these people? You say I'm gaslighting, but these people are literally saying that they want to have so much security and cameras that no one would even think to commit a crime. You not listening to what these people are saying? Peter Thiel is saying the Antichrist are environmentalists. Those who oppose technology are the Antichrist. I mean, they're saying it, bro. Like I'm not saying it. They're saying it, bro. And Salty Nug Monster says, "Cry more, commies." MOAR. Your name is Salty Nug Monster with some numbers behind it, and you spelled more wrong. Your name is Salty Nug Monster 2235, and you spelled more like MOAR. Chat, these jokes write themselves, bro. Like, they write themselves, bro. Salty Nug Monster. Like, what were you thinking when you typed this shit in, bro? Sir Bob, what's wrong with him, man? Salty Nug Monster. You said we gotta come together. If not, we're done. It's gonna get bad. Yeah, I understand, G though. Yeah, it is time to, figure this shit out, chat. It is time to figure this shit out. They said by the end of this month, the middle class is gonna break. So it's about time to figure this shit out, bro. Figure out a way to, a skill, a trade, or something that prints money. We gotta find something that prints money, man. But yeah, chat, we'll be back tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Central Time. I appreciate everybody for hanging out with me. What's up, Dragon? Welcome in. You have to catch the playback, man. We are about to get up out of here. We are still the Weekenders, man. I'll see y'all in the morning in the Discord. I'll see y'all in the morning in the Discord, and we'll catch that movie. Double tap the screen, share the live out, chat, and I'll see